Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Age of Crisis. Remember, this is D&D 5e in the Faerun world. So here's JD with a recap.
So last time, if I remember correctly, you guys continue making your way through Irenicus's dungeon. You talk to some dryads who ask you to find some acorns, which you had already found. They wanted you to plant them somewhere in the Cloakwood, which is, it's a pretty small area, so that should be pretty easy to
Yeah,
figure out.
no problem.
And then you found a way to get back, thanks to Jorgen, you guys managed to get back into the area with the people, the pod people. You left, you made some those things where you carry the
Litters.
stretchers.
That works, yeah.
There you go. You made some of those, and also you made a new friend named Bento, and then you lost a new friend named Bento.
He just abandoned us.
Yeah, he did. He just got the fuck out of there. But I think the majority of last session was just kind of spent discussing what you should or should not do. But
Yeah.
in the end, you guys did decide to take these people to the Friendly Arm Inn. It took you about 2 days, and you arrive at the gates to the Friendly Arm Inn. It's past dark at this point. You guys kind of had to push to make it here. But you guys make it to the gate, and as you've arrived kind of just after nightfall here, the gate is still open. Also, the guards seem to recognize Aaron as you guys kind of make your way through. Once you're inside the main outer wall of the Friendly Arm Inn, you see there's a bunch of like these tiny homes and shacks kind of just built up and around the inside of the wall here, kind of clumped together to where there's no real like architectural symmetry going on or anything. This has obviously been something that's been going on, just kind of built up over time. But yeah, where would you guys like to head?
As we walk through the gates, I turn to the party and say, "All right, well, we can drop these people off over with old lady Gel. She'll probably take care of them."
Old lady who?
Gel. She knows medicine and all that stuff.
Okay.
It's over here by the temple. And I lead them to the temple.
Real quick, you said that the guards recognize Aaron.
Yeah,
Is
they
it
did.
like?
I
is
just
this
kind of
like
did
a
like the I did the
good
thing where I
recognize?
raised my hand at them.
Yeah, it's more like a "What's up, Aaron?" Like,
Okay,
yes, we know you.
not like there goes Aaron. Stole a
Right.
sheep last week.
Yeah,
Jerk.
exactly.
Okay,
You don't get that kind of vibe.
just have to make sure.
Don't want him stealing her sheep.
But he will kind of lead you through the main pathway up towards the staircase, which will lead up to and into the inn. And just to the right of that is this temple.
So I stop them before we go in.
Mhm.
I say, "All right, listen. Make sure you guys show respect and all that stuff because she will ban you from the temple, and it takes a lot to get back in. Also, wipe your feet."
What sort of temple is this?
I don't know, some god.
Which one?
That's super helpful. Thanks.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter to me.
Tris, what god do you like? I guess we never asked. You have a specific god that you like?
You don't just ask someone what god they like.
I don't know. Just
It's fine. Our mother, the great goddess Shantia, the mother of the agriculture and harvest and all that is good.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why I wanted to know what sort of temple this was.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's like the evil god of destroying all things, you know.
I might not be welcome here.
Salting and burning crops. Yeah, that would definitely clash.
Yeah.
I have some issues with that. A lot.
Gel told me what priest she was at some point in time, but I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm sure
All
it'll be fine.
in my experience, they all kind of see them the same.
As you enter through the doors here, oh, I forgot you're totally carrying people on
Oh
stretchers
yeah.
here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The guards at the front gate, one of them would have definitely come with you here just to kind of expedite and help you kind of get to where you're going here, and he'd hold one of the large doors open here to the temple to kind of let you guys get in here. Triss, as you're kind of looking around, given very little from Aaron in the way of what the fuck is this temple, you do see some symbology, some depictions of Arvoreen, which is the halfling god.
Oh, okay.
And you walk in, and there's no one here. You kind of are looking around for a moment, and before too long, this short halfling woman will come out and find you all, and she'll rush over. She's, oh, hello. What seems to be the problem?
There you go. We found these people. They may or may not be dead.
Yeah,
I
They're alive
they were
or stuff.
imprisoned and tortured, as far as we know. Don't know how long.
I healed them as best I could, but they don't seem to want to wake up.
I see. And she'll kind of lean over and check each of them. Say, all right, well, bring them this way. And she will lead you guys into this kind of side chamber here, and or we're basically a small room full of about 6 beds, and a small altar. She'll ask you to place, kind of help her get these guys into these beds. She's kind of looking them over. Well, I'm not sure immediately here what's wrong with them.
Yeah, it's like their bodies are there, but there's no one home.
They might have been drugged, though.
It also might just
But
be
that was
trauma. Maybe they need time
about
to like.
4
2
days
days
ago, I
ago?
want to say.
It's like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it only
Did it
took
take us
us
2 days to get through, or did it take us 4?
2.
Even with the people?
I think that's right. I think it was only 2.
It
Maybe.
took you 2 days, but it was 2 long days, and you kind of had
Yeah.
to push the last couple hours to get here.
Yeah, so it's been
Something like that.
almost 3 days, and who knows how long they were in the tube before we found them.
That's true.
Yeah.
But they were
Hey, fine before
screaming
we took them
before
out.
that. They were screaming before we found them. I assume they were alive then.
Didn't they start screaming once we broke the tube?
Just the first one. Only one of them screamed.
That's true. Yeah, then we stopped messing with the wires.
Seemed like a good idea at the time, okay?
We didn't know what we were doing.
I'm not overly invested in their well-being, but this one over there, and he points over at Kit, is pretty invested. So
I just didn't want to leave them in a prison in the middle of the woods, unconscious, whenever we were getting out. I mean, I wouldn't want them to leave me unconscious in the middle of the prison in the middle of the woods.
I feel like they're a couple steps past unconscious.
I think it's unlikely that they're going to wake up, but if they do, they might have more information about who took us.
Yeah, speaking on that, is there like a guard captain or the head of the guard person around here that I would know?
Yes, there is. You think that at this hour you'll likely find him in the Friendly Arm in the tavern.
All right.
But as you all are kind of speaking to her, she does cast a spell on one of them, and Triss would probably recognize this as a lesser restoration. And she waits a moment, and she says, "Well, it's not poison." And then she looks at looks at you all and says, "Well, you all look exhausted. I'm sure it wasn't easy getting them here, so you can leave them in my care and come check back tomorrow, and I'll let you know what I found."
Thank you.
Okay. We go to the inn.
Um,
Hmm?
So we know that we're headed to the inn before we leave here, right? I think it's a good idea to let her know where we're going to be in case they wake up. Come let us know.
So you let her know that you'll be in the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. She nods. As you guys make your excuse me. As you guys make your way out, take a right and you head up this stone staircase and enter in. Um, so let's see, Aaron, you would kind of looking around. You would recognize several of these people. I'll just kind of point them out to you. You recognize Bentley, which is the owner of the Friendly Arm. Marius Silvermane, which is kind of like the captain of like the local military. And you also see an old farmer named Ben, which you know. You think you might still owe him money. You're not sure.
Probably.
And Kit, you as you kind of make your way in, you actually recognize this gnomish man to be the owner of the Jovial Juggler, which is a tavern in Beregost.
And what was his name?
His name is Landrin.
Aaron just sits down at this table. Is there anything left in any of these cups?
No, they're
Okay.
they're empty. Oh, I mean, one of them has probably got something in there.
I sniff it. What is it? What's in it?
I guess.
Probably some ale.
I drink it.
You drink that. It's kind of warm, but I mean,
Yeah, it's fine. We've been on the road for a long time.
I guess I can get us a room. How many rooms do we want?
I got a place that I'm gonna stay at. It should be fine.
yeah, you've actually been living out of a room of the Friendly Arm,
Yeah.
which is common for a lot of people here. But as you move in and you kind of get your bearings, you have a seat at this table here. The waitress like looks like she's kind of in mid like taking Landrin's order here when she spots you, and she just kind of rushes over. She said, "Oh, Aaron, what? Oh my God, you're okay. Where have you been?"
Would you believe me if I said kidnapped by a wizard?
Uh, Probably at this point.
I don't know
And
that
you
he's
could
a wizard.
see
Kidnapped by a wizard.
she kind of like looks like around you, like she's looking for something, and she says, "Is Jonas with you?"
Aaron looks at us. No, he was here last time when I left.
Oh God. Okay.
I kind of expected to see him.
Well, he's not here. We haven't heard from him in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Have anyone looked? Have you sent the guards for them?
Well, a band of ever since you left, he wasn't the same. He was frustrated, and he a band of traders came through, and they're heading south to Nashkel, and he somehow talked them into taking him with them. But the traders, that's to Nashkel, that's like, I don't know what, like 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know, but the traders came back just like less than a week later, minus Jonas, and they said they were attacked on the road.
Are they still here?
No, they left the next day. That was about a week ago.
I told him it's too young to leave. It just needs to stay a little bit longer. Well, I'll deal with this more in the morning. I'm a little beat up. I won't do Jonas any good if I go running out after him and die.
Are these friends of yours?
in a
Yeah,
way.
let's go with friends.
Hmm.
I really thought we bonded back there, but I guess not.
Well,
I mean, we all almost died together. We were all kidnapped by a wizard. Sure.
Well, we also
Well-
like fought in this jailbreak together, but whatever.
Yeah, be
jailbreak.
optimistic. We didn't almost die together. We survived together.
Exactly.
mean-
He's always looking at the negative. They're not dead. They're unconscious. Jeez.
We've also only known each other for like 4 days. So, well, I guess.
Yeah, but that's like the most intense 4 days I've ever had in my life. Maybe, I
Well,
guess not for some people.
but whatever happened to you, it seems like you've been through a lot. Can I get you all anything?
Right. How many rooms were we gonna get? I don't have like a lot of money.
Like one?
Yeah, like
We're gonna bunk up.
yeah, I mean, do you care about sharing?
I mean, like,
Not-
George, if you
not at
want, you
all.
can stay in my room with me.
I would appreciate that. Give
Oh,
the
wow.
lady some privacy.
I didn't want to share a room with him anyway.
Yeah, Kit and I can share a room. That's fine.
It just seems rude.
I mean,
All right.
everyone here has seen me naked at least twice.
We were
And he
all in
looks- and
prison together for a
He looks
while.
over at Nessie.
She just rolls her eyes. So one room. Anything to eat, drink?
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever we got.
I see. All right.
How much can we afford?
Yeah, we don't
Um,
have a lot.
that's a great question. How much if you give us like a giant plate of food each and we each get a beer?
Yeah, and also Bentley might give you a tab if,
And a
if you're
room.
real nice. Yeah, he likes the little folk, and he
Yeah.
looks over at Triss.
Again, rude, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How much would all that be if we just had to like
Well, food, some drinks, a room for the night, and she kind of counts on her fingers, and she said that'll be 19 silver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do
I-
that.
I think we could swing that, right?
Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
And she will leave, returning a short while later with a plate of meat and bread and cheese. She also brings you 2 pitchers of wine and a couple of ales for whoever ordered whatever. But yeah, she'll drop that off with you, and then
I'll just
kind of
give
return
her
back to work. Hmm?
2 gold then.
Oh, okay. And okay, and you're expecting change, I'm guessing.
Nope, just she can have the rest.
Oh, well, she'll thank you, and she'll
It's
kind
only
of
silver.
give a little bow, and then head back to work.
For a moment there, I forgot how currency works in this universe. So
Took me a second, yeah.
I was like, 2 gold. Oh wait, okay.
Yeah, just because we're poor and just starving doesn't mean we can't be nice and tip a little.
Exactly right. We can always get more money.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, shouldn't be too hard. Apparently, we're gonna go save your friend, Aaron.
If you guys want to, I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to come out and go after him.
I mean, we still have these acorns that we have to take to the Cloakwood.
I
How-
need to ask some people if they've seen my brother, but
Here?
I don't know where he went, so I have to ask everywhere. I couldn't find him at home. No one had seen him, so I'm just looking everywhere for him.
I mean, this is probably the best place to find out. This place is pretty much a nexus of the whole Sword Coast. Everyone
Maybe
comes here.
someone saw him here.
Well,
Yeah.
is there any other inns or any other places here? Taverns or anything?
This is it. This whole town is basically an inn.
Wait, Aaron, you were here before you got kidnapped, right?
Yeah, I lived here. This was my home.
So that's like
Ah.
3 people missing from here already. Seems suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, I
Also,
mean,
they mentioned
if
bandits to the south. How far south did she say they were? Did we ask?
she
I
said
said on the road.
they were supposed to travel for 2 weeks, but they came back within a week, so that's only like a few days out that they were
Yeah.
ambushed. Which honestly, actually, I don't have a map in front of me. I
You can
think.
open the map on the left, on the top left.
Oh, you can? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, that's not the same bandits I know. Well, so, I mean, obviously missing people take priority over planting these acorns, but I don't think we should wait too long to do that because it's not fair to those creatures.
Who knows how he may take out our escape on them.
You think he could?
I think he's capable of anything.
He doesn't know that they helped us.
Eh,
We
but
took
if there's
stuff from that
nothing else,
room.
if there's nothing else there for him to be mad about, and they're still there, it may not matter if they did help us or not.
He's
Yeah,
not a very sensible man.
that is very true.
And it's obvious that we went through that his mistress's room because we took
Yeah,
stuff.
we kind of
We didn't leave
destroyed
anything.
that chest.
Right, I forgot about that.
We is a strong word.
Aaron destroyed. I was trying to be nice,
We had to
okay?
win somehow.
Aaron almost killed himself destroying a chest.
Was that really only 2.5 days ago?
Yes.
Where's that ale? Man,
Right there?
has she come back with our food and our
Yeah,
ale?
she
Yeah.
did. Yeah, you
Okay.
guys.
There was food and wine and ale.
Just pushed
You guys
across
will.
the table towards you.
You guys
Uh-huh.
will hear the heavy footsteps approach of this man in full plate armor as he walks over right up to Aaron and says, "Aaron, my boy, you're back.
Yeah, barely.
Did you take care of that creature that was out there in the woods?"
Yeah, that's when I was captured.
Yeah.
I was on the hunt, and then I just kept returning from the hunt, and something happened, and everything went black, and I was captured by a wizard.
Yeah, I don't need to hear the details. As he kind of counts out some coins and puts them in a pouch, and he hands it to you, and he says, "Ah, yes, you know, we didn't love that cow." She
Yeah, I'm playing.
walks away.
Don't
Nice.
worry.
Don't worry. Yeah.
So how much did it give me?
Yeah. So basically, you're kind of leaning over, and you're counting, your gold. When
Working very hard to not make eye contact with anyone else at the table.
when another man
Oh, I don't
approaches,
care.
and he just holds out his hand.
Old Ben, how are the knees?
Yeah, my knees are fine.
Oh, good. Oh yes, about that transaction that I need to settle my accounts with you. I feel this should cover it, and I just hand him the bag.
Yeah, he looks inside and he's like, "All right, you're all paid up."
Thanks. You have a good one.
I love that cow.
Yes.
Walks away.
What happened to his cow?
There was a beast in the woods that I failed to stop from coming into his farm, and it ate it.
And then you killed the beast?
Yes.
Okay. I
What-
thought you killed this cow and I was really worried. But that
Well,
makes more sense.
yeah.
What kind of beast was it?
Oh, just like a big bear kind of thing. Maybe
Can
a
I do
wolf.
an-
It was just a
Can
lot
I
of
do an
fur.
insight check here?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll deception.
All right, so there's 0 chance with a. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sounds legit.
All right.
Very convincing details are given about this creature that was killed.
Sucks that you didn't get to keep the reward.
I mean, it's fine.
What'd you owe him money for?
Well, so the cow made it past the. So I was a woodsman here,
Uh-huh.
and basically my job was to keep beasts from entering the city limits. And this one skulked past and made its way into the farmlands and got old Ben's cow. I didn't actually really owe him the money for it, but it was just more of like a kind of don't be telling people that I failed at my job kind of thing.
Hmm.
Sure. You know, that sounds totally normal.
Mm-hmm.
Should we maybe like find the guards captain or something and tell them what the hell happened to us?
Yeah, he's right over there, and I pointed out.
Should we mention anything about the letter that we got with about the mines? Should
We
probably,
haven't yet.
but we should, right?
We should ask them if they know the Emery, is that his name? Emerson. Maybe Emerson's here.
That seems like a long shot, but we can find out.
And to be clear, when Aaron points out the guard captain, he points at the man who approached you a couple moments ago.
Oh, Aaron, do you not think this is something he should know about?
Oh, it absolutely is. I'm just going to eat my food for a little bit. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You guys want to go talk to him? You're welcome to. It's his code for my voice is hurting.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yes, Aaron, looking at him now, you can see that he's really worn down from the travel here.
Maybe we should get you a hot cup of ale.
Yes.
Hot ale, is that a thing?
Sure.
You would be better.
Okay. Are they eating over there? The guards?
Oh, the guard, he's just kind of sitting there with a drink, and it looks like he's just talking to this gnome sitting across from him. Doesn't look like anything formal or anything is happening like that. They're not eating.
Okay.
What's his name, Aaron?
I forget.
Cool. Thanks.
Marius Silvermane.
Yeah, but, okay.
I guess. I mean, what are we saying? We're gonna just go over there. We're gonna say, "Hey, we were imprisoned, tortured
We were
by
kidnapped from all over the place.
a guy named Irenicus. Also, here's a letter about a guy named Emerson."
That we think is a good guy.
Sounds good. Let's go tell him these things.
Also, the twins were members of the Flaming Fist, and one of them is possibly still alive.
Abel and
Adrian.
We don't know which
Yes.
one. Yeah.
What? Yeah.
All right.
I feel kind of really bad about just like unloading this on somebody.
It's kind of their job, though, right?
It's almost exactly their job.
I know. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go, because why not?
Aaron, you're gonna take care of the food for us,
Yep.
and I'm just gonna make a small detour to go have a conversation with the waitress.
All right. Yeah, you walk up, and she's like getting some drinks from the bartender here. But she'll look over at you.
You mentioned bandits to the south. Are the traders still in town?
No, they left the next morning after they arrived.
Do you know where they went?
They were heading back up north.
Did they say anything about the bandits? What they looked like? Distinguishing markings? Anything?
Yeah. I remember that I kind I'm not sure if they were just they said that the bandits were three very large men. They said that they were the largest men that they've ever seen in their lives. Huge. We're talking 10 feet tall. And I don't know, it that may have just been to try and save face. I'm not sure, but that's really all that they said.
Did they say where the attack took place? How far south?
Um, I think they said it was just on the other side of the bridge, uh, before heading into Beregost.
Okay. That's all the questions I can think of to ask. This doesn't sound like bandits that I've run into.
No, it doesn't sound like any bandits you would have run into.
All right, I'm gonna thank her for the information,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna join in this conversation as it's ongoing.
Yeah. Well, he was having that conversation.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna walk up to this guy and be like, "Excuse me, sir.
Huh?
I believe you're a captain of the guard here.
Yeah, that's right.
We
What
need
can I
Okay.
to
do for you?
report a crime.
Several, probably hundreds
A
of
lot of
crimes.
crimes. Like,
Oh, really?
many, many
What is
crimes.
your jurisdiction though? Like all of the Larswood?
Well, I mean, the Larswood, we mostly leave that to Aaron. He's been taking care of
The
that for us.
whole woods? Just one man?
Well, I mean, just nearabouts the arm, but yeah, he's been doing a good job.
No wonder we were freaking kidnapped. Not that I was in the Larswood.
I was nowhere near here. So we like to report like at least a dozen kidnappings
Wait, what?
Torture.
and imprisonment, torture, a creepy hidden mansion
Hold
in
on,
the woods.
hold on, 1 minute here. Hold on. He kind of leans over.
Conspiracy.
He leans over to this pack next to him, and he kind of pulls out this notebook and it's like setting up some ink, and he wets it. He's like, "Okay, from the top."
We were all individually kidnapped by, we believe, a man named Irenicus. We don't know what he looks like because he was hooded at all times. But we were all imprisoned for a long time.
How long?
When was the last time you saw Aaron?
I don't know, about a month and a half ago.
So probably about that long.
Give or take.
Was
We were
Wait.
drugged for a lot of it, so we're not entirely sure,
Oh yeah, drug.
but thereabout. That's another crime we should have
Mhm.
mentioned.
Yeah, unlawful drugging is that.
was Aaron with you?
Yes.
Yes,
Was
Aaron helped us escape.
obviously.
was it the creature? Did the creature capture you?
It's definitely a
that-
man.
No, it was this man, and Aaron said he killed that creature. He took care of that. That was a different thing,
Okay, all right, different thing.
I think-
unrelated.
This was after.
Unrelated.
So, we were imprisoned. We were drugged heavily, but also tortured,
A lot.
and kept
Oh, there you are.
under by drugs. What else? The experimented on was the thing
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah. There were also
4 others.
there were 4 people that
Oh,
we rescued. We left them at the temple. They're currently unconscious. We don't know if they're gonna wake up.
They may have
there
more
were
information.
There were some twins. They had just joined the Flaming Fist.
Mhm.
One of them is dead, but we think the man took him somewhere. Irenicus.
Wow.
And we buried one of them, so we have,
Yeah.
evidence.
Yeah, we buried him
Also,
by this hidden entrance to this mansion? I don't know what it was. They
Dungeon?
lived there, I think.
That was like a cave. It was more like a dungeon, wasn't it?
I mean, but there are bedrooms and a weird
We're gonna call it a
Weird
layer.
crystal room. Yeah,
Right.
that's a good term
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
yeah.
There was a weird
Torture
forest with creatures
dungeon.
in it.
There
Yeah.
was a forest in
Portals.
the. Yeah, there were portals. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that there
Oh.
were creatures that were made of iron. That was really weird.
Mhm,
There
mhm.
was some sort of elemental creatures that dropped these
Yeah.
orb things.
Maybe he was right. Maybe it was a wizard.
Wizard makes that does make sense.
I didn't really consider it before.
Wizards
I was
use
just
that many
thinking.
machines? I mean,
And I don't know. I haven't met a lot of wizards.
You guys realize that about like halfway through your telling of all of this, he has stopped writing at this point. He just kind of sets his book down. He says, "Well, uh, I've heard some tall tales in my day, but I feel like if there was something like that going on out there, that we would have known about it. Is Can you provide any
Well,
kind
how?
of evidence to prove what you're saying is
Well,
true?"
you know
Well, there's
Aaron.
4 unconscious people getting
Well,
treated right now.
Okay.
show him the activation wand thing,
Well, how is
Jorgen.
that gonna
I
prove
have
anything?
an activation wand. I have a battery orb thing. I will set all of these on the table. And
Kind
they're
of
like,
look stuff.
these are all things that we've found
And
while in the lair.
and then we
Also-
found this letter.
Yeah, conspiracy to something with the mines.
He reads over the letter. It's like Emerson. That's captain of the guard, Beregost, right? I think
Yeah.
so.
How
Well-
sure are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, definitely. Hmm.
Might be worth sending him a letter. Let him know that he might be in danger.
Hmm.
You
Yes,
tell him in person as well.
I guess.
I'll send word to him. Well, he kind of reaches back into his pack here, and pulls out a map of the area, which is basically like the map that you guys have. Can you tell me? Can you show me on the map where exactly this is?
Sure.
All right. The entrance is invisible.
We
But there's
so
a shallow
came,
grave nearby.
This is
we
true.
left a rope.
Yes.
We did leave a rope.
So we came down the road. I'm gonna like trace it. We went down. We came, and then somewhere around here, we came out on the road. So we walked for like a day or so to somewhere around. I'm gonna draw a big circle where I think it is.
Okay.
And I'll try to like more accurately summarize inside the circle where it is.
I
Yeah.
would like to help with this as well. Having, who knows the Larswood really good?
Aaron.
And I'm just gonna look back and shout, Aaron,
Aaron knew where we were.
I need
'cause
you.
I
He
had
was the one
never
leading
been
us
here
out.
before. Yeah, I don't know where we are
He's-
really.
He looks over at Aaron. He says, "He's sleeping." Oh no, he got up. There he is.
I was gonna
I
go wake
think
him up
he's a
myself.
little unwell. It's been a long.
Yeah, I must have caught something in the woods. What are you
Oh.
guys talking about?
I told
He
you not
wants
to
a
eat those
location.
berries.
Oh, it's right here. I put it on the map.
Oh, that's right there. Not
Sorry.
like not in this huge circle. It's right there. Okay.
Compared to the circles all the rest of us have drawn,
It could be both.
are any of us close?
Oh, just letting you know this. So the entrance is hidden, but I tied a rope from the entrance and tied it to a tree nearby. So if you see a rope tied to a tree in that area, that's kind of your marker.
Just follow
And
the
it'll
rope.
take
And then
you to
there's a grave nearby.
Mhm.
it'll take you to a invisible entrance.
Probably best not to go alone.
No.
No.
I mean, we barely got out of there, right?
What? Do you guys remember the genie? Whatever happened with that?
I think that was a separate thing.
Genies now?
I don't think that
I
was
think we
part of
may have
it.
just still been coming off the drugs, honestly. I don't even know if that part was
Yeah,
real.
Captain, they're all still a little addled from the
Yeah.
the terror that has happened.
Mm.
So what you need to know is at this location there is a underground structure that some person is using to kidnap and experiment on people.
But he kidnapped us from all over the place.
Yeah, that's
I
Yes,
was
confusing.
that's
I
part
was
of
in a
that's
temple
part
in
of kidnap.
Baldur's Gate. I was nowhere near here.
So just I believe he has the ability. There may or may not be ways that he can teleport in or out because we saw some magic runes on the floor in a couple rooms.
Yeah.
So
Right.
just be aware.
Hmm.
I think that's the end of my civic duty for this, though. I'm going back to the table.
Well, I may need to bring the flaming fist in on this one. Do
Yeah,
you,
that's probably a good idea.
They
That-
might want to know that 2 other people are missing.
do you get their names?
Adrian and Abel. They
Abel.
were twins.
Adrian and Abel were twin. Okay.
We're pretty sure that one of them is dead, right?
Yeah, no,
yes,
we're
one of them is.
positive.
He's the one that we buried, but we don't
Yeah.
know which was.
There was a lot of blood. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah.
Honestly, his body would be proof enough of like all the shit that.
Yeah, all of his
happened.
like some of his organs were missing. It was kind of crazy.
And he was alive when they were removed, right?
I think
Well,
so.
Based
Would
on
you all
the blood.
mind staying around the inn for the next few weeks, maybe a month, so we can get the flaming fist down here and
Like in the area?
yeah,
Yeah.
here at the inn. I'm sure.
We have
Weeks?
some things we have to look for.
Apparently, you have missing person problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aaron's friend went
Jonas?
missing, and I'm looking for someone. I don't know where he is though.
What's your brother's name?
His name's Briar. He's got short, like dark black hair and tan skin and green eyes, and he has these really cool vine tattoos on his arm, but he's probably hiding those. Have you seen anyone like that?
No, I can't say I have. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, if you all are leaving, where can I ask where you may be headed so that I can send word if we need more information?
I think the only thing we know for sure is that we're staying the night.
Yeah. I imagine we're coming back here. If we plan to go to a different town and not come back here, we would definitely let you know.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, please do.
Look, we have a lead in Beregost. The captain of the guard? Should we be headed there?
He was gonna
Well,
send
isn't
word.
didn't Jonas weren't they the bandits attacked on the way there?
That's what she said, yeah. I don't think you were there for that conversation, but I will fill you in
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
But so it seems like we're heading that way at some point.
Um,
That's where I need to go. That's where I got taken from. I
That's
have
like
things
3 reasons to head there.
well,
I have things missing and people missing from there.
Hmm.
well, that saves me having to write a letter then, if you'd go there and tell Emerson himself about all this.
Do I know Emerson? Like, have I met him before?
Yeah, you totally know who this
Okay.
is.
All right. Cool.
You think like before you don't really understand how you could have not remembered, but then you remember that you were kind of like drugged and in a weird state. But yeah, you absolutely remember now.
Yeah, we'll take this to him, and I guess if you need us, that's where we're heading next on our way. I guess we're finding. So we're not gonna go to the Cloakwood. I feel bad going not there first, but
I think we need to try and find like missing people first. That
Yeah,
seems more pressing.
I agree.
As far as we know, the dryads are safe for now. So I think people in imminent danger come first.
Yep. But first, we sleep.
Yeah, like a very long sleep, and then we'll go check on the people at the temple.
Thank you for listening to our crazy ass story.
Yeah, kind of rambled a little bit there.
Oh, that's all right. You wouldn't believe the things I hear.
It was crazier than what we just told you. I want to hear that story. I'm really tired, but I'll be back for that.
Well, you all have definitely earned yourselves some rest.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, do you want us to stop by before we leave in the morning to give Emerson anything?
No, I don't think so. If I think of anything, I'll come find you.
Cool.
Hey, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Be safe. As you walk away from their table, you can just kind of catch the beginning of their conversation, talking about this crazy story that you all just told them.
Nobody's gonna believe us.
Would you believe us?
No.
Okay, but if Emerson is already like onto this plot, then maybe is that a he?
Mm-hmm.
Will believe us. I don't know, it could have been a last name. I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Also, as you're walking by this gnome here, he'll actually call out to you. He says, "Cat,
Kit.
cat,
It's
over here,
It's Kit.
Kit."
Yep.
I thought your name was Cat. Kit. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
it's me, Landrin. You
Yep.
remember me, right?
I do.
I'm good friends with your father,
Uh-huh.
Geigen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, we go way back. How you doing? What are you doing up here?
Oh, you know, just
Yeah.
sightseeing.
Sure. Hey, you wouldn't by chance be heading to Beregost, would you?
You know, it just so happens I am.
Great. All right. If you could do me a favor, you
Uh-huh.
see, he pulls out like a scrap of paper and he starts writing on it. Said, the jovial juggler, um,
Mm-hmm.
is well, it's undergoing some renovations. Just trying to spruce the place up. It needed a new fresh coat of paint.
Sure did.
Yes. Well, anyway, so all that's being taken care of. So next time you come in, well, yeah, it'll be something special. Anyway, so I've heard word that the renovations have stalled due to some sort of infestation of sorts. Um,
Festation.
yes, something about spiders.
Ugh.
It scared the workers away. I don't know. I haven't been able to get word to any of the contractors, so if you'd be willing to take care of it, then
Some spiders?
yeah, just some spiders.
Okay.
Yeah. If you could clear that place out and find the contractor and let him know that it's safe to return to work, then I would be much appreciative.
What's your contractor's name?
Let me see here. And he kind of ruffles through some papers here. Let's see. It's Benjamin. Yes.
Very common name.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And
Yep.
you haven't been able to get a hold of him?
No, I mean he hasn't been returned. Haven't heard from him, but it takes a while for letters to
Right.
travel these
Well,
days.
yeah, but how long has it been?
How long it's been? Let's see. I honestly, I only heard about it um about a week ago, and then I sent a letter the next day. So the earliest I would expect response from him, I suppose, wouldn't be for a few more days. But I like to stay on top of these.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, we're heading there tomorrow, so
Okay, thank you.
take care of that when we get there. Nice to see you again, Landrin.
Sure.
We might want to re-outfit before we head out on the road again. We're still using all this random crap we found in that dungeon.
Well, especially since we're going to be facing bandits, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I gotta
this
get
whip, not great.
I gotta get this chain shirt fitted because it's still made for a bugbear and it chafes.
Ugh.
Oh boy.
Maybe buy some proper fitting clothes, too.
Yeah, you guys should see my nipples right now.
No, thank you.
That's a... Luckily, you're
We've already
sleeping with
seen them.
Jorgen.
Phrasing?
Said what I said.
Well, I don't know how to respond to this.
Sorry, what did he want you to do, Kit?
What? Oh, right. So Landrin has a spider problem?
Like giant spiders, baby spiders, normal spiders?
Listen, I don't know why he hired some cheap contractors that won't deal with spiders, but if we don't take care of it, he'll talk to my father, and then I'll hear about it for the rest of time. So,
I mean, sure, we could kill some spiders. I don't.
yeah.
Doesn't sound like a big deal, but okay.
He said
Just-
infestation, so I don't know. Seems weird.
So, infestation, spiders, we just burn the place down, right?
No, I
Well,
think
he was
needs
talking
the
about
building.
repainting, so
Repainting, rebuilding, same thing, right?
One's a lot more expensive.
what about a light fire?
All
Like-
fires
like-
are
Radiant fire?
Ooh, yeah, there you go. Well, we'll just have to see. I don't see how how bad could it really be?
It'll be fine, I'm sure. It's no big deal.
Just pop in.
It could be pretty bad. I'm gonna fill Aaron in on inquiring about his friend Jonas and the traders and 10-foot tall bandits on our way back to Beregost.
10-foot tall bandits.
That's what she said, that they were giants, 10 feet tall.
It's like 3 of me.
That's like our
You
whole
think it was-
pole.
You think it was 3 of you in a trench coat?
Maybe.
That
That sounds way less scary.
That's 9 bandits. That's a lot of bandits.
That's a lot of bandits. I'm actually more afraid of that now.
To be fair, the travelers through here do tend to exaggerate their tales.
Well, and they had to have some kind of excuse for abandoning Jonas and coming back,
Yeah.
other than
Okay.
cowardice.
I need to meditate and sleep.
Agreed.
I do
Been a really long day.
need some random supplies.
We can do that tomorrow.
Is there a place in town that will sell charcoal or incense?
Yeah, they probably have some of that at the church or the temple.
Oh yeah, temples have lots of that normally.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Yeah,
back there in the
alright.
morning to check in anyway, so
Gods really like how it smells.
weird.
I don't know. That's what they told me.
We have a total on how much gold we're currently carrying as a party?
Right, yes. After paying for room and board, it's 13 gold and 47 copper.
Ooh.
That reminds me, I did fix the group loot thing, so now you can actually put it in there.
Yeah, I can do that now.
Ooh.
How
Oh, we also have some stuff we can sell, I think. We have some like extra weapons.
Oh yeah, for sure. We have, I mean, even though
axes.
they're shitty, I mean, iron weapons will get us a little bit of gold, so.
And you all did walk when you came in during the evening here. You did walk through what appeared to be some sort of market area, though it was closed by the time you guys came through. So you kind of know where you go.
Okay. Where is our room?
I'm guessing upstairs.
Okay.
And where am I sleeping? Where are we going?
To my
Is it
room.
also upstairs?
Yes.
So you guys head to your two separate rooms for the night here. Jorgen, when you walk into Aaron's room here at the inn, it does appear that these like extended stay rooms probably didn't come furnished, just from kind of what you see around. But yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
also I feel like Aaron's room probably wasn't a room that was designed to be a room for other people. It was just like this might have been like a supply, like a large supply room at some point. Like it's bigger than a closet, but it's not as big as like a regular suite or whatever. Like you can see like the roof is actually part of the stairs at one point. Like the ceiling has like the little angle from the stairs inside.
You're Harry Potter.
That's what I was gonna say.
Mhm.
And it's just full of it's like that it's like there's a nook in the building that they just made a room and we're like, yeah, Aaron, you can stay here.
So Jorgen walks in. How many beds are there?
One.
How many couches, chairs? Is
There's
Rugs.
not really a couch or chairs, but there are like there's like a bunch of pelts of stuff, and he's got some blankets. It does have a cozy feel to it. So Aaron goes over, just falls onto the bed, and throws a pile of like furs and blankets at you, and he goes, "Sleep wherever you want."
I will do just that, and I will get in a comfortable position before using my genie's vessel, and I will sleep in there as long as I can.
oh, okay. Yeah.
I think I can only stay in there half of a long rest, but I will definitely spend the time thumbing through, check notes. The lusty Argonian handmaid, is that accurate?
Huh? Yeah, you do that.
Hmm. Then I'm
Actually,
going to continue just reading the smut that doesn't really do anything for me, but I've got nothing better to do.
all right. So yeah, you know, it feels like you've just begun reading, right? Just getting into it here, and you just pass out. You feel like you could have fallen asleep anywhere. The same goes for the rest of you. The moment your head hits the pillow, you just feel extremely exhausted. Um, as you drift off to sleep here. Um, but you will be awoken by this strange sound of like whirling wind, which is much louder than it has any business to be. And then you will actually find yourselves. You open your eyes, and the entire group is standing in front of this large, kind of shattered pyramid. There are You turn around and there's like this wall of whirling sand, which kind of goes all the way around you and this pyramid, kind of creating like this
This
like this
black
this
void.
this bubble. But yeah, you guys, it's almost like you're in the middle of like the eye of like a sand hurricane. Um, Before you, you could see this large pyramid, and it's not too far from you guys, just a couple 100 feet. And near the base of the pyramid looks to be some sort of entrance. Um, yeah.
What the fuck?
Uh,
I'm not going to wait for anyone else. I'm headed in.
Oh, okay, Dave, follow.
How did we get here? Where are you going? What the heck's happening? And I'm just gonna follow you.
how do we feel like we've rested, or are we just all just as tired as we were before?
Um, you still feel groggy, though. I mean, you feel better. You certainly
I
feel
just
better.
wasn't sure if I felt like we were real people or not.
Do we have weapons?
Yeah, you have all of your equipment. You kind of like, you know that you were sleeping. You kind of pat yourselves down. You feel real. I mean, this doesn't feel like a dream or anything, but at the same time, this is kind
My
of a
pinch
weird
kit.
situation.
Does that hurt?
You feel this?
I'm assuming I feel that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're supposed to pinch yourself.
I punch him in the arm. Lightly.
All right. Well, I guess we're real. This
What
isn't
did
a
I hear?
dream.
Rolling of die.
We're all wearing too many clothes for this to be a dream. So let's go.
Do I feel anything here? Do I?
Looking at you, Jorgen.
Yeah, you feel good. You
Yeah.
feel this seems right. This seems good.
I'm headed in. There's an
All right.
entrance. I'm going for it.
All right, you guys, with
You
very
follow.
little discussion, it seems like maybe at this point you've just kind of come to expect these kinds of things. The last time you went to sleep in an actual bed, you woke up somewhere weird. But anyway,
At least we have
you
weapons.
you approach what appears to be the entrance, which is like a small stone structure which juts out from the main pyramid. As you kind of pass through the threshold here, the ceiling has either long since collapsed or eroded away, and replacing it are these large like sheets that are just kind of flapping. Though in this area, you're definitely protected from the sand and things that were kind of whirling around outside.
What's the plan, Jorgen?
I have no idea. This just feels like the way we need to go.
That's good enough for me to follow you for that.
As long as you know what you're
I
doing.
don't like it here. It's all sand. I don't like it.
You don't like sand?
Things don't grow here.
Cactus?
Uh, as you all pass through the threshold here into kind of this entryway, you see before you, with his back mostly towards you, is a man leaning over a table. It looks like he's got two books open. It looks like he's kind of reading from one and writing in another. He's wearing no shirt or shoes, but the long pants that he's wearing seem like they uh, may have been expensive, like very fine clothing at one time, if they weren't so old and tattered as they appear to be now. But the man speaks to you. He kind of holds up a hand, not turning towards you, and he says, "Oh, you're a bit early. Just a moment." As he kind of continues to jot things down, a few moments later, he will kind of glance back, and he does like a double take, as if surprised. And he'll turn to face you and say, "Oh, nice. I see you brought friends."
Who is he looking at?
He's kind of far away from you, so it's difficult to really tell who exactly amongst you he's speaking to.
Who are you and what is this place?
As you ask him that, you realize, kind of looking at his face, that you actually recognize this person. At least you may not physically, but you feel like you know who he is. But he'll say, "Well, I feel like that should be obvious at this point, but very well. Uh, First, please, if you make yourselves at home." And he'll kind of wave his hand, and before you will appear like a bunch of like pillows for sitting and like a coffee table with some drinks. I'll say I wasn't expecting all of you. Give me just a moment here, as he kind of goes back to reading this book.
How did we all get here?
This is some good coffee.
What, you're drinking that? What are you,
Why would
insane?
you drink that? We don't know this person.
I am
He-
also going to drink it.
Men.
This is how they got kidnapped and thrown into a prison.
You grab the pitcher and you pour it into a cup, and he said, Aaron said it was good coffee. But in the cup is kind of just whatever it was that you wanted to be drinking.
Triss definitely doesn't trust this. I'm gonna hold my breath the whole time. It's like my one defense mechanism.
Just you gotta breathe, man.
Nope.
You can't fight if you're not breathing.
Here's the thing, you're about to die. You're turning purple.
Nope.
She'll give in.
You can't. Wow, you're really purple.
Yeah, they can hold my breath indefinitely. It's fine.
As you all are kind of sitting here, just awkwardly talking, he kind of continues on doing what he was doing, and it goes on for just nearly too long to where someone is going to say something. Like you've been waiting here before he says, "Oh, that's it," and he picks up the two books that he has and starts to kind of carry them as he walks towards you. He throws one of the books up in the air, and it just kind of vanishes in a puff of smoke and sand. And he comes over and he has a seat on one of the empty pillows just amongst you and pours himself a glass and says, "So, Jorgen, do you want to introduce me to your friends?"
And I will do so. I will introduce the group. And I will introduce them to the faceless voice that I know that I've heard before. At this point, I don't think I know his name, so I will ask him what his name is.
Well, I did tell you, but I could see in that state how you might forget. But I'm Hexa.
That was a long time ago when you told me. It was a long time ago when we had that conversation, and a lot has happened since.
Well, maybe for you.
For all of us. And I'm going to look over his shoulder and see what this book is that he is writing.
Well, he's finished writing it, though he is holding it, but he sees you eye it. And he says, just a moment. He says, I'm sorry that I'm not going to be able to show you much hospitality. I wasn't expecting so many guests, as he looks around the party. He says, Jorgen, if I could have a word alone, please. Kind of stands up.
Certainly.
He will nod to the party, and he'll turn his back and begin walking towards this iron gate that seems like, when opened, it will lead you into the pyramid that you're standing in front of.
Before proceeding in, I'm just going to tell him, just so you know, anything you tell me, I'm just going to share with them anyway. They deserve an explanation on what this place is.
Well,
I'm good.
if that's what you choose, that's completely up to you. As he opens the gate and makes his way in.
I guess I'll head in with him.
Yep. He'll lead you a short distance into this dimly lit stone corridor before stopping and turning around, kind of leaning against the wall here. He holds out the book and he opens it to where you can see the inside of the cover. He says, "Now, this is the most important thing. This right here, you need to memorize it. If you ever lose this book, you can perform the ritual described right here." Just keeps pointing at the ritual that you see kind of inscribed, and you'll be able to return the book to your possession. You need to memorize this, because this is the only one you're getting. Now, I know that you may have felt like a failure in the past, given how how they treated you at the House of Mistra. They're they don't exactly understand that there's not just one way to teach magic. Those of us with real talent, we need to some of us, we need to find our own way. And he starts to kind of turn the pages here in front of you, showing you the first like 4 or 5 pages, the rest of which he kind of flutters through, which seem to be empty. And he says, I've scribed some spells here in a manner in which you will be able to completely understand, and you should have no issue casting. And this is my gift to you. And he reaches out and ties like he's got like this string almost with like a very small pouch attached to it, and he just kind of ties it around your wrist. uh as he kind of moves the book towards you, you can see as it turns to sand, and he just kind of like pours it into the little pouch.
Is this the power that you promised me?
Well, in a manner of speaking, I guess, but you should know that this isn't power that I'm giving you. It's just guidance. Everything that you do is through your own power alone. I'm just here to guide you. And so long as our mm, mutual interests are taken care of, then I will continue to guide
The person you promised that I would be stronger than is much stronger than 5 spells.
you.
When
This
I
is just.
face him,
Mhm.
are you going to be there with me? Are you going to help me defeat him?
Well, perhaps I will, perhaps I won't. That all depends.
Depends on what.
Well, it depends on you. But these spells, this is just a start. All right? This is just a way to get your mind working. All right? You'll be able to figure out a lot more on your own. But if for some reason you have trouble, then maybe I'll come back.
We're headed back to Beregost tomorrow. There's a good chance I might face him in the coming week. I certainly hope that I'm ready, and if I'm not, I certainly hope you'll help.
Well, you may be ready, you may not be. I might help, I might not. Who knows? One thing I do know, though. Have you heard the phrase, keep your friends close and your enemies closer?
And I look at him suspiciously and say, yeah?
Those friends of yours out there, if I were you, I'd keep them very close. Though for the time being, I can promise you, well, I can assure you, that they don't have any ill for now. Just keep that in mind.
I will.
Well, that's all I have for you. You could see your way out.
Thank you for this. Holding up the pouch and looking confused for a second. I'm just going to point back to the door, questioning.
Mm-hmm. He nods. He turns his back to you and starts walking down the corridor. Just gives you a wave without looking.
Nervously head back to the party.
All right. Yeah, you head back to where you left the party. You find them to be gone. Um, Several like moments later, you'll find yourself back inside of your vessel. But that will kind of be the evening as it goes for you all, and you will wake up the next morning back in your rooms in the Friendly Arm Inn.
Okay.
I'm gonna wake up and go, Kit, did that really happen?
I really
I'm
hope
gonna
not.
Did
I'm
we
gonna
really
wake up.
go to some crazy
Yeah.
pyramid thing? In
I'm
the
just shaking his
sand?
vessel.
I mean, I'm really sick of magic.
Okay, but you dreamed it too.
I
Like, it wasn't
did.
just me.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. I wish I could say otherwise. But what did we just sat there and like drank tea? Like what the hell?
I don't know. It's super weird.
He was like, "Sorry for bringing here," and then just didn't send us back.
Yeah. I kind of fell asleep before I meditated last night, so I'm gonna do that for a few minutes.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just gonna sit and try and process what the hell has happened.
Kid's just gonna be pacing behind her.
I'll give it, okay, I'm good, let's go. And just like completely fine now. It's fine.
All right. I need that magic trick.
Just clear your mind. You let it all go. And then you can move on.
Maybe with some breakfast.
Breakfast always helps. Let's go see if they're downstairs, because I have no idea where Aaron's room is.
Yeah.
I'm
So.
worried. I don't even know where Aaron's room is.
Aaron
But I
is
will
just
leave.
shaking his vessel, just like, "What are you? What happened? I blame you for this."
Sorry, shaking the vessel.
Yeah, your vessel, because you were in your vessel.
Yeah, I will emerge from it, holding the necklace in my hand. Be like, could you please not do that? It's very disruptive.
Yeah. So is taking us to some weird dirt planet or dirt dimension.
I don't know where that was. And I'm going to attempt to hold up the like bag of sand and conjure the book that I was given from sand. Um, which I assume is going to conjure as a book in front of me.
Yes. So he kind of like when you come out of your vessel, you'll find that you still have like this bracelet that he gave you. They wrapped around your arm, and yeah, if you try and like bring forth this book that he gave you, it will appear like as sand out of this tiny bag.
Uh-oh,
I'll
look
just
at
look
you.
at Aaron and I'll say that actually happened.
Yeah, I know. I have sand in my butt crack. You get a sand book.
I'm just gonna kind of like nod and like to
I'm
him
not convinced that coffee also wasn't sand because I'm pretty sure my teeth are a little gritty.
as I like read through all of the like spells that are inside of it.
So yeah,
Attempting one of them in the room, trying to mold earth into a chair the same way that the genie did.
The only earth you're gonna get in here is wood.
that is true.
Okay.
But
No
you
cast
will
weird stuff in my house.
notice though, as you're kind of flipping through these pages, you will like recognize like some of the spells that they tried to teach you where you were before. But like now you're looking at it and you're like, oh, that's how you do it. This makes complete sense. Like, kind of feeling maybe a little bit dumb, like this is just how easy this is, right? It's just laid out for you to like perfectly be able to grasp what's going on.
I imagine foolishness would be there, but also a sense of empowerment.
Mhm.
The fact that someone definitely has my back gives me a little bit more confidence.
Mhm.
We're headed back to Beregost today, right?
Yeah, I think
Aaron?
we. Oh, right, we're not there.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm heading down south. I gotta find Jonas.
Right.
Either Beregost or wherever those bandits went.
Right, let's find the ladies and get ready to go. Gonna close the book and have it turned back into sand into the bracelet and head out trying to find my bearing on where the where breakfast is.
All right. Yeah, you make your way downstairs where you find Kit and Triss already there. Nessie, the waitress, has kind of brought over and already has 4 plates. And she'll will let Kit and Tris know that that's included with your room.
Nice.
But yeah, you guys will have food waiting for you when you arrive.
As soon as they see Jorgen and be like, you, what the fuck?
Please don't take us places in our sleep again against our will. I really don't like it.
I
Yeah.
think that was me. I didn't take us anywhere, and I don't know how you guys came with me to where we went.
Who was that person?
Somebody who made me a promise.
Next time, like, ask if he could send us back while you do your little, like, whatever behind closed doors.
And also ask if he can keep all of his sand.
Yikes.
Well, if there's
I
sand
hate
there,
sand.
then I assume that I can mold to earth the sand that's there.
Oh boy.
That's the most unique way that spells are used.
Yeah, I don't. I'm as confused as you guys are. I don't know where we went. I had never seen his face before. I recognized his voice though. All I know is that we need to get back to Beregost.
Oh, we're heading there. We need to stop and get supplies today, right? Before we head out.
Yeah.
We gotta make at least 2 trips.
We gotta go to the temple
Uh-huh.
and check on our people.
Yep.
You could probably get incense there.
You think they
I
would
would
just give it
think.
to me?
I don't know. I mean, they don't really have a lot of money, so they can't just give people things a lot. But maybe. She seemed really nice.
I'm gonna let you do all the talking. You seem to know holy people.
Oh, I thought it's because I was a halfling. That makes more sense. Okay.
Both.
There was a
a
moment
little-
before I said no holy people, where Jorgen would have paused and remembered how offended you were at halfling. So
You're a little touchy about that.
Oh, just kind of weird. We also
There
need.
aren't a lot of us, okay? I don't get to meet them that often. Mostly it's just you tall people making me feel tiny.
Oh, I feel bad.
I don't. Let's go.
I could like.
It's okay.
Never mind. We also need to stop by to see the guard on our way out.
If we're leaving here, I need to talk to Nessie first. I need
Sure.
to ask her. I assume that she sees everyone that comes through here. So I'm gonna go up and ask her if she's seen anyone that matches my brother's description come through.
Yeah, she listens, and she thinks. You could tell she's like trying really hard to remember, because as though she can like see the look on your face and thinks that this is probably important. But she sighs and says, I'm sorry, I can't remember anyone like that."
You know anyone else who I should maybe ask here?
Hmm.
I assume you see most people that come through.
She looks at the bartender, like kind of like hopefully, and he just kind of looks back and just shakes his head. She says, "Well, yeah, I feel like if you would have come through, that it would have likely been through here. But
Maybe he didn't come this way. Thank you.
sorry."
That's okay. And then I'll go back. Nope, she didn't see him. It's fine. Let's go.
Sorry. We also need to stop by, talk to the Marius.
who is that? I'm sorry.
The captain of the guard.
We told him
Oh,
we'd let him know we were leaving town.
Right.
Make sure he doesn't have anything for us.
Yeah, you could have stopped by and asked. He was actually in the tavern
Oh,
having
shit.
breakfast.
Oh, I was zoomed in too far to see him.
If we're there, we definitely would have looked for him, yeah?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely would have noticed him for sure.
We
Mhm.
say
Uh,
this, we turn around, we're like, oh.
Right, that's what he looks like.
Is that what's his face?
Yeah, good old what's his face.
Mhm.
Okay.
Uh, But
Yeah.
yeah, he'll let you know that he doesn't have anything for you, but he'll wish you luck on your journey. But,
Okay.
he will tell you be careful. There's bandits on the road apparently.
Are they giants?
Who knows anymore?
I was hoping you would, but that's okay. Have a good one.
Can't be worse than a crazy wizard.
I still don't know if he was a wizard. There was way too much machinery.
I don't know anything about that. Aaron said he was a wizard. It made sense. I'm gonna stick with that until I have more information.
You guys are heading back to the temple.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we'll
Okay.
start there.
Yeah. So you head in, kind of looking around. You kind of peek in the room where the people where you left the people, and you will find uh, Gianna kind of overseeing them. And yeah, she'll see you come in. Just say, "Oh, um, you're back. I'm sorry. I don't have good news. Well, I don't have bad news either. To be honest, I have no idea what's going on with them."
Okay, that's... Yeah, I didn't know either. But it seems like you know a lot more medicine than I do.
Well,
Um,
we'll do our best. Hmm.
we're leaving, but I think we'll be back. And we check in with you when we come back this way.
All right. And where are you all heading off to this time? As she kind of furrows her brow towards Aaron.
We're going toward Beregost.
I gotta go find Jonas.
Yeah, we're gonna do that thing.
All right. Actually, she holds up a finger. She goes over to a table and she starts writing something down. She quickly scratches out a few things and will. She'll hand something a slip of paper to you, Chris.
Okay.
She'll say, "While you're in Beregost, if you could, uh, there's a shrine to the goddess." As she looks at your holy symbol, just say, "It's called the Sacred." Hold on, let me read. The Scattered Seeds Shrine. The priest there, Willibald. I have a list here of some herbal remedies and some spell reagents that we need. I was going to use them to try and help these people. So I figure this is faster than sending a letter. So if you wouldn't mind delivering it to him,
We can do that.
thank you.
Not a problem.
Easy.
I'm gonna see if there's any incense in the temple.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's some incense. It's
I'm
gonna.
gonna ask if I can take some of that.
Yeah. Just incense. Yeah. Sure. We have enough to spare.
Thanks. Just
How
gonna
much do you need?
not. Honestly, I have no idea how much incense costs, or how much that would translate to like weight.
Yeah. I can't imagine it's very much
Just
as
gonna
far as weight.
just gonna throw some on my person in a pocket or whatever, and thank her for it.
Okay, we'll be back hopefully soon.
Oh, all right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. We don't need to stop anywhere else.
We,
Oh,
we need to go to like the market area
right.
and sell some stuff.
Aaron needs some clothes.
and buy some
I got
stuff?
clothes. I took the clothes out of my own room.
That makes sense.
That's good. Okay.
Well, we could probably
Uh,
trade in some of the clothes that we have for better fitting stuff.
I'm
Yeah, can I say that
fine.
I just have the equivalent of what I have in my room that I just now fits me and looks good?
As far as clothing, sure, but the armor, you're still wearing that bugbear armor. You were wearing your good armor when you got captured.
And they took it from me.
Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna go find. I want to find somewhere where they can refit the bugbear armor so that it fits me better.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming is like a smithy.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. You guys will head down to the market area, and excuse me. Yeah, there's basically all kinds of different stalls for pretty much anything that you would want, like what we're talking about here. Um, and you will be able to head to a smithy. He can let's see here. He kind of takes a look at it. Says, "Well, yeah, I mean, I could kind of trim this here, and I mean, yeah, I could take a little bit out. 2 silver."
Yeah, I look over at Kit.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Am I
All right.
still not
She
wearing
holds the gold.
shoes?
I think one of you is shoeless at this
It's
point.
me, I'm pretty sure. I need some shoes.
We will get everybody proper clothing and shoes.
The clothes are fine. I don't care about that. But I walked for 2 days without shoes. That's
You did find like some dwarven boots that you may have put on just because that would have been really hard on your feet. Though
okay, cool.
you'd really be clomping around in those
Yeah,
though.
alright. I need to find some shoes that fit me. Cool.
Yeah, so you guys head over to like this clothing stall here that has buying, selling used goods. Um, and you're able to just kind of what's on display here. You're able to kind of pick out what you need here.
Thank you.
So I would say the only thing we're trying to get rid of is the stick, the dagger, and the whip.
Yeah,
And then try to get you a different weapon for that.
yeah, and some shoes.
The stick. All right.
It's
Stick or staff.
yeah, it's a stick. Jorgen, what are you thinking about weapons?
I'm gonna hold up my bent dagger in my book made out of sand and be like, I'm good to go.
I won't ask questions. If you're happy, I'm happy.
All right. So you're selling the stick, the dagger, and the whip.
Yeah, but when we sell the stick, I'm gonna say it's a staff for sure.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Definitely upsell that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you'll be able to find a guy who's selling basically like gently used weapons and armor and things like that. He's kind of trading these sorts of things. 4
And copper.
gold, 4 gold, 13 copper.
Cool.
I can just keep that quarterstaff. That'll work for me.
You sure? You don't want to
We're
like
gonna need food too, aren't we?
Yeah.
We have some rations. I didn't put them in there because
Oh, we
JD
like
did.
stuffed our pockets full of them.
I know
Yes.
JD didn't give me a number, but
Well, here's the thing though. You guys, you did you
yes.
loaded up with the rations. But unfortunately, you had to ditch a lot of them just to carry the people. Because you're basically at capacity here, and then minus the people. You've eaten some food, and then if you guys were going to buy clothes, just the prices of everything that you kind of pick out, you can kind of get everyone in normal, kind of comfortable, reasonable traveling clothes for 4 gold to kind of outfit.
Well, can we get any kind of discount if we talk to the guy and be like, hey, we have some clothes that we want to trade for stuff that fits better?
Yeah, so you kind of show them what you have, and since we don't really no, we didn't put a number on all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just cut it in half and he just do
2
the
gold?
swap. 2 gold.
Okay, we'll do that. Cool. Anybody want anything else?
So we all got clothes that we actually
Yeah,
fit
proper
into.
traveling
You'll
clothes.
you'll have clothes and shoes that fit well enough to where you're comfortably able to travel the world. But kind of looking around at what's on offer here, as far as like if you were to purchase equipment, you would, see as you've come accustomed to, like anything with metal in it is just extremely expensive.
I do need to find a place that might sell some herbs or some charcoal.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Where
there?
are we at a general store? Generally.
Well, you're in a market.
All right.
Mm.
Is there some place selling herbs in the market?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
As far as yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, just thinking for a moment. Yes, there are.
can I trade some of the incense that I have for some herbs that I need?
Yeah, you're able to kind of swap it out here. The kind of like exchange rate that you're going to get on this, it's going to cost you about 1 gold to kind of do these transactions, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Can the party spare 1 gold?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sorry.
All right. Am I able to get like herbs and charcoal for that 1 gold?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
across like a couple of different stalls. You're able to do that.
All right. If the party will let me steal 1 gold, I would appreciate it.
Another one or just...
Just the first one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're good.
All right, so you guys kind of finish up doing your kind of your little trades here, and yeah, heading out to the coastway, the road. Anything else you need to do in Friendly Arm?
I
I'm
think
good.
so. We
Yeah, I'm
told
done.
everyone that we were leaving.
All right.
So I think we're good.
That we intend to
Oh,
come
hold on, wait.
back.
There was JD. There was one thing I wanted to do.
Mhm.
I wanted to go find a piece of. Oh, I didn't save Jonah's like clothing or something that like has his scent on it.
Uh, yeah. You probably would have like maybe like Jonas, like he would like stay over at your place, right? So I
Yeah.
imagine like you could have found something there, whatever it is you think that he may have left.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure I had something of his.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally do that. All right. You guys make your way down the coastway here. You travel this 25 miles before setting up camp for the evening here. And let me see if I have something real quick. Okay. So you guys will take your watch order, which I have now. Are you guys going to camp like on the road, off the side of the road? What do you like? How far away from the road? What do you guys? What's your camp situation?
I would
Tris would
say
have no clue what the best thing to do here is.
off the road, but close enough where we can see the road.
Yeah. Like
But
behind the tree line.
obscured from the road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys find like there's like a couple of trees which would at least give like some sort of blockage as far as line of sight goes, especially during the evening. So you guys will set up your camp there. Um, and we go through your watch order, which I have here. But you guys make it through the night unassailed here. As we continue on.
So how cold is this trail? It's like what, 2 weeks?
Oh, speaking of which, how cold is this trail? Speaking of which, thank you for reminding me. I completely forgot. The first day, when you set out, sorry, the break kind of caught me off guard here. The first day when you set out from the friendly arm, it is pouring down rain. It's just like a miserable journey this first day. As far as this trail that you're asking about, at this point you're looking at like she said that they returned like less than a week later, so you're thinking maybe about a week at this point.
Okay.
But you do wake up the next morning here and you find that it is still raining, and it's this like cool fall rain, and it's just kind of miserable as we continue our journey here. Though you are traveling on the road, so it doesn't like impede your travel time or anything like that. Before you'll make it here at the end of your second day. Yep, and it's the 11th of Redfall, if anyone's interested in that, but that's the current date. You guys will make it through this evening again, unassailed, as we continue on.
So would
Now,
anybody know the area that we're coming up to? Because she specifically told me that they were attacked before the bridge north
Yeah,
of
right here.
Yeah, a
Beregost.
week. Yeah.
mhm.
Or
Did they
Uh,
say
days.
they were attacked from the north or the east or the west?
She said they had just crossed over,
Right.
not long after they
Okay.
crossed over.
It was just north of Beregost. Yeah.
Yeah. So from kind of what you know, um, it's likely coming up. I imagine someone. Oh man, would you guys have bought a map maybe while you were in town? That probably would have been a good
You
thing.
just
But
had a
That would
map?
have been smart.
I
you
mean,
got. Oh, actually, Jake, you probably just had one right in your room
Yeah,
when you
because I
got
was
back.
I would always be out and about within
Yeah.
Lars wasn't around.
So yeah, we'll just consider this your map then from now on. So yeah, you guys will have a map of the area. So yeah, you would know that you're quickly approaching that point here. And speaking of which, you will come upon this bridge. Is there any kind of special precaution or anything that you all would like to take as you're kind of entering into this known, this area of hostility?
I mean, I think we should get off the road a little bit and see if there's any signs of struggle or dropped items or
Yeah, anything on the road would probably have been picked up or moved or
right
something. But with all that rain that happened, we're not gonna find any
tracks. Yeah,
tracks.
but I'm thinking like dropped items or
Yeah, let's we're gonna start. I'm gonna start at least like walking on the edge of the thing. Maybe water pulled something down into like a gutter on the side.
Hmm. Yeah. So you stop at the bridge here, and you guys kind of look around just the area, and you don't see and luckily at this time it's about this time where the rain stops finally. So you're better able to kind of look around, though you don't find anything just in the general area of the bridge, any clues or anything like that as to what may have happened.
Yeah, I guess we keep going. Just keep an alert.
You guys continue on
There's
for
no way to like hold an action for this long, right?
well, you could just tell me what it is, like you're planning, like kind of preparation you're taking.
Right, but if we're traveling on for like, an hour, there's no
Mhm.
way that we could like hold a spell or anything in preparation for some bad stuff happening.
I mean, you could, I suppose you could, though, um, this would go down like one of two ways, right? You're traveling down this road. Either you would spot, uh, people trying to ambush you or something like that, and you would, then have like that time to prepare an action, or you yourselves would likely be ambushed, in which case you would not be able to take your held action if you've like failed a perception check or whatever. So, it's kind of difficult. It just depends on the situation.
All right,
Uh,
then
but yeah.
then I guess just staying on high alert as we move.
Yeah, absolutely. And I assume that everyone is, just given what you guys know. Um, but you all will continue on for about, let's see here, another 6-7 miles ish. Oh, come here. Before you do, everyone's kind of looking around. They've got their eyes out. You do see what has been like dragged off of the road here, presumably is a laid over cart. You could also see like several like crates and barrels, which are
I investigate.
For
uh
sure.
you guys head over to the area, kind of inspecting it, and you find that all of the crates and barrels have been opened, their contents, whatever they were, removed. Uh, so they're all empty. Nothing of value was left here. Um, but looking around, you'll take some time doing this, of course, and you don't spot anyone like any assailants or anything like that, and also no one ambushes you, and there's also no sign of Jonas. It's kind of just it's
Hmm.
you know what I mean. It's just kind of left here.
Am I able to pick up any kind of trail, like bent branches, busted leaves, things like that?
And this is like a pretty clear area. There aren't actually that many trees, and unfortunately, just as you said, like the rain has basically washed out anything you think that you'd be able to find. You don't see any signs of where these people would have gone or where they would have come from.
All right, well, I guess way off in the if it's so clear too, we really can't see anything way off in the distance.
Yeah, it's pretty open in this area. I mean there is like a clump of like trees and bushes like off the side of the road where you imagine like someone may have hidden to assail these traders. Though other than that, it's like pretty open and you don't see like anyone or anything.
Well, maybe we go on to Beregost and see if anyone matches his description.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Or if
thinking.
anyone's seen him.
I mean, it's either that or canvas the area, but what time of day is it?
So you guys head out in the morning. You would have been this is like 2/3 through your traveling day here, so 6 hours. Um, so whatever time, depends on what time you set out in the morning. But yeah, you've been traveling for about 6 hours today.
Okay.
When
What
you get
date did
to
you say it was? Like how many
it
days
is
of travel?
how many days travel? This is your
This
let's
is
see,
day
one, two.
3, right?
Yes, this is day 3.
So it's 12?
Yeah.
This is the 12th. Yes.
Okay. How long till we get to Beregost?
If you just continued on, you would get there before the end of the day.
Okay. All right, so he's been gone a little over a week and 3 days. How far could reasonably, if they were traveling, how far could someone travel in that time within this area?
3 days.
A week and 3 days, because they were captured
Oh,
a week ago.
Uh, week in 3 days. Well, you're looking at a pretty large radius there, Jake.
Yeah. They were
You
going
know,
to originally they said they were going to the Nashville mines, but the bandits kidnapped them, right?
yeah. So kind of the way that this is played out in your mind is sure they were heading to Nashkel, but that's like a long trip, right? That's twice as far. That's over twice the distance that you've already traveled. And the traders returned back to the Friendly Arm less than a week after they left. So kind of doing the math in your head, basically they came here, maybe it took them 3 days to get here, and then you're looking at like 3 days back.
Right.
So the math lines up to where it looks like they came here and they just immediately left.
Got it.
Maybe if he was hurt, he went to the nearby town?
I don't know.
Bear
Depends on where
Ghost.
the bandits are located out of. Beregost may know of local bandits we can go investigate and find.
I do know of some bandits to the east of here. So it's not uncommon for there to be bandits in the area.
What bandits do you know to the east?
It was pretty far east. It's not like within a day, you know.
Right. But who's out there?
It's we heard about a place where there were some ruins, you know. And I mean, we were almost all the way there before we were jumped, so I can't say it's the same people, obviously, because I don't know why they would be way over here.
Were they 10-foot tall people?
No, they were not.
Alright, then that's probably not the same bandits that we're looking for.
You really think there's 10-foot bandits?
10
What if
foot.
they-
She said that they were 10 feet tall. They could have been giants.
I've never seen giants in the area. Just
Me neither, but
something
know,
to keep in mind, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I think we realistically have about 3 days to find him.
Why do you say that?
Well, because with this much time, he could be anywhere.
Oh,
for all you know, he could be in a tavern in Beregost somewhere.
He could be. So that's I say we go to Beregost, ask around.
You know any taverns there? Any inns?
yes.
I
Do.
don't think I've been here before.
You know of a few?
Oh, I know of all the taverns in Beregost.
You know of the Red Chief?
I'm assuming I do, right, JD?
Yeah, that
Okay.
would be that would be like you kind of think about it, the Red Chief, that would be like your go-to kind of like place that you might go to hang out, with the jovial juggler being closed.
Right. Okay. Do I
But
know?
yeah,
Okay. Which one is the one I'm trying to avoid?
that would be the Burning Wizard.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, we can check around. I mean, we have to stop at a closed one anyway.
Oh, we gotta check out a spider infestation.
Hmm. I mean,
We
we could.
need to go to a temple as well.
I mean, if it's late at night, we need to like hold up somewhere, right?
Well, if we
Well,
push out, we'll make it to Beregost before dark.
might not need to stay at an inn for that. Yeah, we should make our way to Beregost for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No
I
reason
think
to stay on
that
the
the
road.
shrine was in Beregost or outside of it.
And
In. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, we should continue
Well,
forward, I guess.
the Red Chief is the last place I remember being before I woke up to torture. So it could hold clues to what we went through.
Yeah, I mean, we should make a stop, make some rounds, stop at Red Sheath. I figure we can do the jovial juggler tomorrow. And then we could stay at my dad's place. Get a
You know
free night's
someone that
rest.
has a place?
Yep, I grew up here and I grew up here, so.
Is this where you were when you were taken?
I think so, right, JD? That's right.
yeah,
Was I on the road already?
no,
Okay.
you wouldn't have been. You would have already been back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I was at home. I was at the bar, but home.
All right. Where are we headed to first? We need to talk to Emerson.
We should go there first, honestly.
Well, we know that he's in immediate danger, or potentially.
Hopefully alive. Well, we should hit up Emerson, and then we have to take a note for what's her face to what's his face for supplies.
Yeah, okay. To the
This is to
priest?
the
To
temple.
Yeah,
scattered seed
Shrine, but yeah,
Sorry, it was scattered shrine.
Scattered seed shrine.
scattered seed shrine.
Okay.
For I think her name was Galena.
I
Gianna.
don't know.
Gianna.
Gianna.
Yeah,
You guys
but
are way faster at writing notes than I am.
Aaron called her Old Gel?
Yes.
Is that like a nickname or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably a name she doesn't really enjoy.
Oh, then I won't call her that.
Her actual name is Geliana Mirrorshade.
Gianna.
Well,
Gian.
Old Lady Kale would do just fine.
As you guys kind of talk about kind of what you want to do as you kind of finish up your travel time here, it only takes you a few more hours to reach Beregost here. And as you arrive, also you kind of along the way here, you had these discussions about bandits, and you would come to realize, like, with all of the rumors and stories that you've heard, even like before your capture, bandits are apparently just running rampant on the roads. Since like this point in the Iron Crisis, like people have gotten desperate,
Yes.
and
Somehow we've seen none.
you have seen none. Yeah, not run into anything like that.
What is happening?
But yeah, you guys will arrive at Beregost, and you arrive like you still got probably about 4 hours before dark here, so you've got basically the rest of the day.
I guess we go to the guard first.
Let's check on Emerson.
But as you kind of make your way into the town here, towards getting closer to the center of town, I imagine Kit would probably be pointing out some of these places.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I will be your tour guide today. On your left. This is where one time I knocked over a whole cart of cabbages.
So, do we know where we're gonna find Emerson?
Yes.
So you would think that he would actually be at the Jovial Juggler, but now you knowing that is closed currently, uh, your next best guess would probably be the Red Chief, maybe the Burning Wizard. Definitely not the Feldapost's Inn, but yeah, that's kind of your best guess.
To the Red Chief.
Yeah, I'm good with the Red Chief. Let's go.
It's concerning that all these captains of guards just hang out at bars all day.
That's where all the people are, though.
I guess it's
So,
fair.
Yeah. All right, so you guys will make your way to the Red Chief. As you guys are approaching the front door of the Red Chief here, you almost you're like entering you almost bump into a man as he's kind of like going in at the same time here, and he'll stop and like actually open the door for you guys, kind of letting you in. And the last one kind of walking through the door, let's say, is Jorgen. And he'll say to you, he'll say, hey, friend, you all aren't travelers, are you?
We are? Why do you ask?
Well, I'm making my way up north, and I just want to know if the roads are safe. I've come from Nashkel, and uh, I had to I had to dodge a couple of bands of brigands on my way here.
Jesus.
Don't we know somebody who's going to Nashkel?
Well, they were going there, but
Yeah.
yeah,
they
the
got
person
headed
was
off by bandits.
He's going north.
Right. We didn't encounter anybody on the roads.
If you wait a
Um,
couple days, though, we can go with you.
The weather may have been to our advantage because we traveled through the rain.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
me too. I
bandits.
was caught in it myself.
Well, what's your name, friend?
Oh, name's James, and he'll reach to shake your hand.
James, I'm Jorgen.
Oh, it was nice to meet you all. kind of get out of your way here and move in.
Wait, this was James?
Yes, that guy.
Okay.
That's the guy I was talking to.
Cool.
You say you all are leaving in a couple days, heading back north, maybe?
We
Hopefully.
plan to go back to Friendly and
Cut out. What'd you say?
oh, I said we plan to go back to the Friendly Arm Inn.
Oh, yeah, that's where I'm heading. Well, I might stick around for a couple days, maybe head back that way with you guys if I don't, get bored. But he'll go ahead and order a drink and purchase a room for the night. But he'll kind of make his way off and he'll say, but yeah, if you guys are here later, might see you again.
Yep.
He'll
Alright.
just kind of leave you to your own devices here.
Bye, James.
But yeah, you all walk in, after the bartender is done, taking care of him, he'll look to you guys. I was like, oh, hey, kid.
Hey,
And you would know this guy's name is Bishop.
Bishop.
Oh, what can I do for you?
I guess for ales and information.
Yeah.
So we're looking for a couple of people.
Okay.
Also, Jorgen, you stayed here, right?
I stayed here at one point in time.
Do you recognize him?
Yeah, I remember you.
How long ago was that?
That was let me think. Here. And he kind of reaches under the counter and pulls out this ledger, and he starts kind of flipping through. And let's see, how long ago would this have been? It was about a month ago. You came through here, and you up and left. Then you left all your stuff up in the room.
You still have all of my stuff?
Yeah, I mean, lucky for you, business has been kind of short as of late, and I haven't had to rent the room out, so I figured you might come back. So yeah, we just kind of left it how you left it.
Nice.
Question to JD. Do these rooms have locks on them?
Yeah, you'd know it does.
Okay. So I guess I mean, was the room locked when you guys found it?
Yeah, it was. That was a strange thing. I mean, we didn't know that you'd left everything until my daughter he kind of motions over to this young girl who's kind of walking around getting orders from people. Yeah, she went up there and unlocked it to turn down, and yeah, all your stuff was there.
What
Would
the
I still have the key to the room on my person?
You would not.
Can I get the key to retrieve my stuff?
Yeah, sure. I got a spare here. Oh, don't lose this one now.
Do my best. I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group and explain that the last thing I remember before going to bed, I locked the door, I blew out the candle, went to sleep, and then I woke up in that awful place. If the door
Oh.
was locked, how did they get in to get me?
I mean,
Magic?
if we think he's
we
a
saw-
wizard,
We saw teleportation circles in his lair.
you think he
But
can
a
just
teleportation circle that leads directly to the room I rented?
frick if I know how it works. We're also looking for just your brother.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen a guy that looks like, and I'm just gonna give the whole description.
He says, I'll tell you, I never forget a face. And man you're describing, he's not been through here.
Okay. Thank you.
And then
When I
go ahead.
good.
No, go ahead.
When I stayed a month ago, I would have asked you about two men that I was traveling with. They came from the House of Mistra. Have they come looking for me?
He opens back up his ledger and kind of looks through, and he's like, when? What about?
Would have been the same night that I showed up. That's the last time I saw him.
Nope. Looks like that evening, no. Yeah, actually, I haven't, I mean, no one, I haven't seen anyone from the House of Mistra in oh, years. Aside from you, assuming that's where you're from.
Assuming.
Is that where you're from?
Well, I figure if, you're looking for people from the House of Mistra.
Alright. Well, I will keep on looking.
Okay, only one more. Sorry about that. We're looking for a kid named Jonas. And then I give a
Yeah,
description
I-
of.
Yeah, give him the description of Jonas.
Yeah.
And I ask if anyone's seen any 10-foot tall bandits.
Yeah.
Well, when you mention, Jonas, and you're talking about him, he said, "Wow, I'm sorry. It seems like you guys are looking for a lot of people, and I can't help you. They haven't been through here." But when you mentioned the bandits, the large bandits, you'll kind of remember something, and it'll say, I think, uh, well, Albright, yeah. He points over across the tavern. Kit, as you look over, you recognize probably, a little bit more of an acquaintance of yours, a woman named Jessa Albright, and she's with the guard. She's like
Oh.
she's like one of the higher ups within the guard. She's not much older than you. It's like, yeah, I think she's actually she's looking to hire someone to take care of some large bandits like you're talking about.
You think there's actually. There can't. Okay. I mean,
What?
I just don't believe that there's 10-foot tall bandits. It's
Well,
preposterous.
I don't know if they're 10 feet tall, but I know she was looking for. Oh, they were half ogres. That's what she said.
That tracks.
Are ogres 10 feet tall?
But what's the other half?
Oh,
Dragon.
Ogre?
Okay, well, I guess we'll check in with her.
I think they made off with I think it was Zerlong's I don't know, they got something to his, I think. Think he's the one who reported it initially.
Jonas?
No,
Oh.
the bandits. These giants.
No, who
Ogres,
reported
whatever.
it?
Zerlong.
Spell that.
I think it was Zerlong. Yeah, I don't know. If you're looking for him, maybe talk to Jessa. She might know more. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks, actually.
Hmm?
How much
Oh.
do you for the drinks?
Let's see here. If you all order drinks,
Large ale for all four of us.
12 copper.
Cool.
But yeah, he'll serve you all drinks and kind of leave you alone for a bit here. Meantime, you see as his daughter comes over, kind of glancing at you all, basically filling orders for her dad here.
Let's go talk to. It was Jessa, right?
Yeah, Jessa Albright. Well,
Did we want to finish your drinks first, or we headed over to have a conversation?
I mean, we can talk and drink.
Alright.
Unless we have something to talk about before we talk.
I need to head up to my room.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to go alone?
I'm gonna ask Aaron if he wants to come with me. He seems like he's pretty good at.
Probably for the best.
Pretty good
Yeah.
at detecting whether or not there's a break-in. He seems like he would be reliable on that.
We split the party.
I do that.
All right. So the two of you are going to head up to Jorgen's room where he was
Mhm.
last time. All right.
Yeah.
So you guys will do that. In the meantime, here, Kit, as you kind of walk over here, just so she's kind of got like she's surrounded in like these different ledgers and like a couple of mugs here. But as you approach, she kind of looks up, and says, "Hey, Kit, where have you been?"
I wouldn't. Nowhere fun, that's for sure.
Well, that's one thing I can check off my to-do list. And she kind of like reaches over to one of the ledgers and just makes a big check mark as she looks at you.
Speaking of that, wouldn't do you know about how long I've not been here?
Let's see. It's been, I don't know, about a month,
Okay, that checks
I
out.
think. Um, it looks like Kaigan reported you missing 3.5 weeks ago.
Huh.
You should probably go see him if you haven't already.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that your dad?
Hmm. We probably should have stopped there first. I just didn't really think about the time thing. So
Well,
kind
don't
of.
Probably
tell him
really
that when you
worried.
see him.
Huh?
Maybe you should tell him that he's the first place you stopped. Huh?
Well, I think it's reasonable to stop and get a drink after being imprisoned.
Hey, it's your dad. You do what you think.
Anyway, before we do all that, we have several things. Do
Huh?
you have information on some 10-foot bandits?
Yeah, let's see here. Zerlong, had his boots? Yeah, he has some boots stolen by a gang of men who were described as half ogres.
Boots.
He was up by Fisherman's Lake. Um, if you want more info, you'll have to talk to him about it. I think he should be over. He hangs out over at the Burning Wizard.
Yeah, of course he does. Cool. Um,
And then we'll kind of move over to Jorgen and Aaron. As you guys kind of make your way upstairs, you head to the last room on the right. You use the key. The room is locked. You use the key to open the door. You walk in. Um, and though you were told like all of your stuff was still here and that they kind of left the room how you left it, it definitely looks like a turn down service has been done here. Like the bed's been made, like sheets have been changed. Uh, yeah, your stuff isn't here.
Well,
Oh.
damn. I do want to check. Last thing I remember was going to sleep in the bed. Um, I'm gonna examine every square inch of that bed, under the mattress,
Mm-hmm.
under the bed frame. If there's like any of those portal like symbols that we had seen before, I'm looking for any evidence of that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And in the meantime, you also don't find any of your own belongings that should have been here. But looking for anything like that, no, this is just like a completely, you don't find anything like that. Just totally normal.
All right.
You
He
sure
said
it was the
his
right room?
daughter turned down the room. We should probably go check with her.
Yeah, he said that she went in to do it, but found your stuff and came back to him.
Okay. Go ask her and see if she knows what happened.
Yeah, and then you guys will kind of come back downstairs here as Kit's kind of talking to Albright here.
so anyway, that's why we need to talk to Emerson.
Emerson.
Yeah.
Well, he's down in Nashkel.
What? Why is he there?
He's down at the mines. He went down there to help them out with their their situation.
Fuck.
What situation?
Mine's all closed up. Apparently, they're infested with goblins and I don't know, all manner of creatures. And that's he went down there, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on down there, but he went down there to try and take care of it. So I'm kind of put me in charge in the meantime.
Ooh, fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he's the captain of the guard for
Mhm.
the city. How is
Yeah.
the mines his jurisdiction?
Well, I mean, it's not really, but they needed help, and we're neighbors. But I mean, with everything that's been going on in the region, I mean, we need those mines up and running just as much as they do.
Yeah. Speaking on infestations, do you know what's going on at the Jovial Juggler?
I know it's closed for renovation.
Landrin said there was spiders.
Let's see here. She's kind of just looking through ledgers here. Say, yep. So, man named Benjamin did report something about an infestation. Unfortunately, haven't got around to it yet.
We'll
But
ta-
it's on my to-do list.
well, we're gonna deal with that tomorrow. Uh, where can we talk to Benjamin?
Um, hmm, I'm not sure. But if you think you're gonna take care of it tomorrow, I can try and track him down for you.
Yeah, it's just Landrin asked for a favor, so
Oh, yeah, sure.
cool.
Should we tell her about where we were? Since Emerson's not here?
We probably should give her the paper, right?
Yeah.
Emerson didn't go alone, right? He took reinforcements.
Yeah, he took some men with him.
Well, so long story short, we were all kidnapped and imprisoned and tortured and drugged for the last month.
What?
By a wizard.
What the hell? Really?
Yeah.
He might not be a wizard, but we think he is. We don't know.
I mean,
But the rest of that is true.
So that's where you've been?
yeah, unfortunately.
And then we found this letter that talks about Emerson, and so we came here to talk to him,
Yeah.
but now he's not here.
She'll reach over and kind of like read through it. Our patrols, secret entrance. Yeah. Wow. I don't know what to say. That's a lot. Are you okay?
No. I mean, physically, yeah. We'll recover. Just, we've got things to do, people to find. But I do think we should get word to Emerson about that. Because if it does have anything to do with this guy that took us, his name is Irenicus, by the way, then he's not really a person to mess with.
All right. Yeah, I'll send word. We've got some guys kind of rotating with the guys down at Nashville, and I'll be sure to send word to them.
Yeah, just make sure it's somebody that couldn't be in on this.
Yeah, I can't imagine any of my men would be in on it, but
Yeah,
sure.
well. Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah.
You be here tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow evening.
Cool.
You find me here most evenings.
Fair enough. So you guys see anything else? I mean, we.
Let's see. If you're, let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Gerkley apparently ran into some goblins in the forests southwest of town. Not sure what he was doing out there, but apparently they stole his cloak, which it's a cloak, but apparently it's I don't know. He's real bent up about it, so um, he's looking for someone to take care of them. Get his cloak back. You want to talk to him? I think he hangs out with Zerlong at the Burning Wizard.
Mm,
Other than that, that's all I have that I think you'd be interested in.
cool. Cool. Thanks. It's good to be back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Well, in addition to being kidnapped, apparently I've been robbed. And I'm gonna head over and talk to. Well, I'm gonna
You should see the
wait.
armor I had before.
I'm gonna wait for her to kind of not be with anyone before confronting her.
Yeah, she'll actually walk over to you guys here about this moment and try and you guys want anything to drink? Eat?
I'm
Sure, you got a drink.
actually looking for my stuff. I assume that I have a room number. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. So I'm gonna tell her what room I was staying in. I was here about a month ago. All my stuff was in my room, and now it's just gone. Any idea what happened with that stuff?
And for a moment, she's just kind of like staring at you, standing there, very still, like a deer in headlights. Um,
Look,
and
I don't care about anything that was there except for a drawing of a man. It's all I need back.
I, I'm. She kind of reaches into her pocket and she pulls out a little pouch, and she gives it to you. She says, "That's all I have left. I sold your stuff to Kaigan at the general store. Sorry.
Did you get a fair amount for it?
Well, I mean that's most of it,
I mean, at least I got this back.
and hopefully he'll. I could pay you back the rest. I just don't tell my dad, please."
How much would I have had on my person that night?
You wouldn't have had much in the way of coinage, as that would have probably been you had escorts, right?
Right. I
So
assume that most of my coin was used for the room itself.
yes. Mm-hmm.
But in terms of luggage that I carried with me, in terms of dollar value,
Uh, so you're looking. You probably had like what was one of these packs, like a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack.
yeah,
Value 12 to 15 gold, something like that.
not exactly a king's ransom.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not nice armor.
Was there armor in there?
No, I'm Aaron lost
Oh,
armor.
oh
Uh,
right.
yeah, I mean, if you think that you would have had like if you would have had armor or anything, like whatever you think that you reasonably could have, they would have kind of given you for this. Like you can absolutely, that's what you had, right?
All right. I'm gonna press her on this, and I'm gonna ask her for whatever she has that it was worth.
Oh, like do you have anything else that can make up the difference, type of thing?
Well, she did just say that she would pay me back for what she sold.
Yeah.
hmm
Um,
So I guess the question is, how much did she make off of it?
right. You go through and just kind of counting up and kind of trying to figure the value of everything that you had in your head. You think that she probably only spent 1 gold. The rest of it, um, if you would have sold it, you feel like this is about what you would have received, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay. Well, I guess the photo is the main thing that I was interested in. So as long as I have that, I'm good.
Well, I just sold it just yesterday, so I mean, he's got to still have it.
Where do I find Kaigan?
Don't worry about that.
The general store.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
can show you where that is.
All right. Can you help me get this thing back?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All
I don't
right.
think that's
Well,
gonna be a problem.
let's go take care of that as soon as we can.
I guess you don't want anything to drink.
No, I think we're good. Thank you.
Okay.
You guys ready to go meet my dad?
Who's your dad?
Kaigan owns the general store in town.
Oh, piecing it together now.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Oh, this twisted web of things.
So who got their boots stolen by these half orcs guys?
It
So,
was a
on.
cloak, wasn't it?
Well-
Zerlong got his boots stolen.
Yep, Zerlong got boots stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And Gurkley got his cloak stolen.
But that was goblins.
Goblins, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably the goblins that are Neshkel, whatever that place is called.
Right.
Well, no, he said they were in the forest south. She said they were in the forest southwest of town.
Yeah,
Right.
southwest. South.
Yeah, she made it seem like it was pretty close.
A separate thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Goblins move. Seems
Do they?
suspicious that there's so many goblins about.
Just to avoid confusion, there is like a pretty large forested area southwest of town, which is not very far. So you leave the red sheep here.
And on the way there, and be like, remember, guys, the first place we stopped is here. We did not stop anywhere before here. Yeah.
And then how does Jorgen know that his stuff's here?
I'm psychic.
I just happened. Yeah.
We ran into her in the.
On the road. Got
This
it.
is gonna get really convoluted. Okay, we'll let Kit do all the talking.
Yeah, I just don't like lying.
Let me lie to him. I'm an expert at lying to my
Okay.
father.
All right.
Roll deception.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, so you head you head across town here over to Kaigan's General. And when you all walk in, and you see this Shiranese man, who appears to be in like his late 50s, early 60s, which you'll come to realize this is definitely Kit's father. Just looking at Kit and looking at him, something obviously doesn't track here, as far as biology goes. But anyway, you enter, and you find Kaigan kind of standing there at the counter, and he looks up as you come in. Says, "Oh, so now you return."
Yep. I'm back.
Well, you should know I rent out your room.
What? To who? There's like
Who-
3 inns in town. How'd you rent out my room?
Who is not important. Where have you been?
Well, I'll have you know, the reason I was gone for so long and didn't tell anybody is because I was kidnapped. So,
Oh shit.
yeah, and imprisoned and tortured, and it was really bad. So, thanks for renting out my room.
Who has done this? As you see, as he makes his way over to like this little thing he has set up, and he like charges people to see what he calls a museum. And he starts like pulling out this old armor, and like dusting it off. He's like, who has done this?
No, I'm sorry. We don't know. We're working on it. We have a lot of important people handling it.
See, puts the armor.
While its back is turned, I would just like to cast guidance on Kit, just in case.
Yeah, great. Yeah, absolutely.
So
I
anyway,
feel like it might be needed.
So anyway, we're back. I have friends here
Gonna
with
wave.
me.
Gonna
This
wave as well.
Super
Jorgen,
awkwardly.
Aaron, and Triss.
Yep, he bows to you.
We've been traveling together. Stuff.
I see.
And
Jorgen, you notice as he gives you like he looks at you in particular and kind of narrows his eyes at you.
um, and on that note, Jorgen had some stuff taken and sold from his room at the Red Chief, and we're just trying to get that back because it had like a photo or something.
Yeah, it had a photo. I need that. I need that back.
Red Chief. The girl, Claudia, she sold it. Let's see. Yesterday she brought a bag. Yes, and he just kind of pulls this bag out from behind the counter and places it up there. Um, yes, I haven't. It's all here.
Nice.
Wait,
Easy.
how did you know about this? Did you go there first?
We ran into Claudia in the street actually on the way here. And she recognized Jorgen, because, I mean, look at him, he's recognizable, right? And she was like, huh, you went missing the same time Kit did. And, yep.
He said, I thought you weren't coming back, so I sold your stuff.
And I was like, sold my stuff. I need that stuff. And then she told us where to find it.
All in the street. I
Hmm.
was like, man, this is great conversation, but I just want to get home.
Well, that's
And then
that's a
she said
curious
that she
amount of
sold it
detail.
here. Imagine our luck.
I guess he is kind of strange looking. Yes. Well, here it is. What all do you think that you would have had outside of this pack?
Perhaps some rations.
Mhm.
The photo for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly like a cloak or something for alternate weather. But really just like traveling stuff. The escorts would have had most of it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So he'll kind of offer it to you to look through, and you'll look through and you'll find that everything of yours that you felt like you left is there. Kind of digging through it further, you do find the picture that you're looking for. It does appear like this is everything.
Great. This is what I was looking for.
15 gold.
How much gold did she give me?
She gave you 14 gold.
Well, I mean, we can do like a friends of the family discount, right?
I paid good money for that.
We only have 14 gold, though. She spent one of it.
Jorgen was also imprisoned and tortured and drugged. So,
And did you help my daughter escape?
We helped each other.
He was actually vital. Without him, we never would have.
Okay, 14 gold.
I'm gonna hand it over.
Yeah. Takes it, puts it on the register.
So I guess you don't have spare room, huh?
No, I rented out.
Okay. Well,
Do you need money?
no, it's fine. We're fine. We have money.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We're fine. We were helping Landrin with his bug problem. We're gonna get money from him. We're helping some missing persons cases. So we're good.
Oh, so it sounds like you need money doing all this work.
Nope, I just came here for a change of clothes because
You know what? I have a job for you.
Okay.
A job, and I can pay you for it. And he reaches down, kind of looking for it, and he pulls out this package, like this wrapped package, and he puts it on the counter. He says, I need you to deliver this to the wizard who lives southwest of town in the forest.
Does the wizard have a name?
Yes, it's. And he looks at the package. Let me. Give me 1 second as I go to the map. The man's name.
Imagine her father just pulling out a giant map that just keeps unfolding. Just give me a second. I've got this.
Thalan. Yeah, it's written on the package. He shows
Oh.
it to you. It says Thalantir.
Southwest, like in the woods.
Yes, in the woods.
Weird place to live, but okay.
Yes. Old delivery boy went missing. Randall.
Where did Randall go
What?
missing?
Another one?
Randall, I sent him last package that he went to deliver to the wizard. He never come back.
Randall went missing delivering the package to the same wizard we're delivering a package to.
And we
Yes.
know there's goblins in that forest too, because I mean, we have heard rumors in the streets.
Claudia was talking about it.
Oh yeah.
Randall make many trips to the wizard, and he had no problem. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
do you know if there's somewhere I could send a letter?
Yeah.
Okay.
We still have to stop at the. I mean, we got to make our second stop in town at the shrine, right?
Yeah.
You need
I-
to write letter. Mail comes through here.
Okay. I need to send a letter to my mom's, so I'll drop that off here. Thank you.
Oh, yep. I'm alive and I'm leaving, so I will be back.
Okay. Deliver package.
Yes. Yeah.
Why are we delivering the package? It was a job, right?
Yeah.
He's giving us
Did-
money for it. So.
Did he say how much money's?
I mean, we got to go that way anyway if we're gonna find this cloak that went missing. I mean,
Yeah, but we're trying to find the cloak that went missing, but also Randall.
well, yeah, we should probably find Randall
That's
too.
more important.
No. I'm not worried about Randall. I'm worried about becoming the next Randall. I don't want to go missing.
I don't know. Everybody keeps saying there's bandits on the road, and we haven't seen any. So
I have definitely seen bandits on the road.
Not-
the
I've
road
never
we
seen
took.
bandits on
not in
the
the
road.
last week. You haven't.
Well, I haven't seen anything for the last week, so
Maybe the goddess is protecting us.
Yeah.
which got us?
So we should be the ones to go find Randall.
The goddess, the Great Mother, she's protecting us.
I don't care which goddess. Any of them can protect us. At this point.
I mean, just out of curiosity, was this goddess protecting you when you got abducted? That's all I needed to know. Thanks.
I'm still alive, aren't I?
It's true.
I hate that I can't argue against that.
Protection's, funny like that.
She
It's a
can't keep
relative
everything
term, right?
bad from happening.
Yeah, we were protected by the goddess. Randall, not protected by the goddess.
Poor Randall. He
Maybe
should beg.
Randall needs to lead us to something.
Oh,
It all happens for a reason.
I think we need to talk to her about some reasons.
I think that we need to talk about your dad. So that's your dad. He just sold your room to someone else?
Well, I mean, I am the last one that left the house, so it makes sense.
Have
Y-
your
is this-
siblings been abducted?
No, they're just older than I am.
Okay.
They moved out,
Okay, I have a rude question. You don't really look alike.
Ah, yes. Yes, so I was an orphan and I was adopted.
Oh, me too.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't know my parents.
I have cool moms.
Oh, cool. Just have my dad.
I grew up in an orphanage,
Oh,
not too far from here.
well,
I lived in an orphanage for a while. It sucked. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
now I feel bad. I was adopted as a baby. Hmm.
Oh.
Anyway, let's go to the shrine.
Yeah, bad things happen. It's okay. Let's go. I really hope the shrine doesn't, that they just give us these things.
Oh, we have
'Cause
a
we don't.
letter.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I hope they just like, here you go.
If they want money, I just spent 14 gold on stuff.
I mean, if they want money, we'll just get money from my dad. Apparently, he's just throwing around money these days.
Then
Okay,
why did
fair
I have
enough.
to throw money at him? Okay.
Okay, is this a shrine to Shantia? Because she looked at my symbol. Or is this a shrine to the halfling goddess?
Well, you
Or
aren't
unrelated?
you aren't sure
Okay.
at first, as you enter into the front door here, right? And it's a
Mm-hmm.
pretty small building. Like all the windows are open, the front door is open, and it's a pretty small room here. Um, and the back door is also open, which leads out into what looks like this large garden area. And also you do see within the interior shrine, like you do see some symbology related to Shantia.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah, Kit would know like the priest is probably out in the garden and kind of leading you through here.
Yeah, I imagine she just walks in and starts walking through and doesn't even like
Look
stop.
at anything. Yeah.
No. Triss is gonna look at everything. She's so excited. It's the closest she's been to home.
Knock,
Pretty
knock.
sure I've seen this place from the outside.
Yeah,
Um. hmm?
it's kind of interesting, Jorgen, that you were here in town and we never ran into each other.
I wasn't here for very long.
Yeah, I know, but still cool. Weird, but cool.
Um.
Uh,
But you will see a man dressed in like these really simple brown robes kind of emerge from out of one of these like back areas here within the garden. And he'll look at you and say, "Oh, yes, welcome, welcome. What can I do for
We have a letter. Who has the letter?
I do.
you?" Oh,
Hi.
hello.
And I'm she's just so excited. She's just like bursting with excitement. She's like, we came from the temple at the Friendly Arm Inn. We need some healing supplies. And give him the letter.
Oh, okay. Gianna sent you then. Let's see what here. Okay. As he's kind of like reading it out loud, he just kind of like wanders off.
Place is so cool.
were we supposed to follow him?
Hmm? No,
No,
I'll
he'll
come.
come back.
All right.
They're like that sometimes.
Okay.
He will return after just a little bit with some herbs. And he will say, "All right, let me get something." Oh, here we go. You can see as he's like trimming off bits of plants and things like that. And he will return it to you. He will say, "Oh, here you go."
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh,
Um,
and
is
he'll
it a,
also. Hmm? Go ahead.
go ahead. Is it okay if I pray here for a little bit?
Oh, yeah, certainly. You're all welcome. Absolutely. Before I forget, though, he will kind of reach in to a coin purse, and he'll give you 1 gold.
What is this for?
Well, it's just for delivering the items to Gianna.
Nice.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you.
That was he kind of reaches in and grabs another gold, and he's like offering you a 2nd gold piece.
No, thank you.
No.
This is more than
Di-
enough.
how
Thank you.
did you just like give out free gold?
What's up with the people in this town? How much gold is there?
We make some bank. No, I'm just kidding.
This is a
People are
shrine.
just really generous here, okay?
The churches are like the wealthiest places you'll go.
Yeah, you know, rule favorite.
Uh,
So just like real life. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Uh-huh.
mean, just looking around this garden, like you see like 4 fountains going, and like just yeah, this is pretty nice.
Everything magically enchanted.
It takes a lot of work.
You know, Tris, I know I've been holding on to all the gold, but that one's yours.
Thank you. I'll keep it for an emergency.
But you all stay as long as you like, and I'll just be over here.
How long
you
is
do
it
anything.
we like?
I just need a few minutes. I haven't been to a temple since I left home.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna like sit down.
Mhm.
And I'll sit there for a few minutes. And then I'll come back. Super happy.
In the meantime, I'm just gonna examine like all of the plants that are hanging out here.
Just poke them.
Yeah, just all sorts of different kinds of obviously, cultivated and well cared for plants growing in pots and on the ground and all over.
Yeah, we can go now.
Oh, you done?
Yep.
Sure.
Alright, what did the goddess say?
Nothing. She doesn't speak.
Huh.
I speak to her.
Hmm.
She doesn't speak to me.
Then
Alright.
how do you know what she wants?
I don't. I just do what I think is right.
Oh, easiest religion ever.
Yeah, you're just supposed to help people.
Well, since
I
we
grow things and I help people. That's really all she asks of me.
I mean, I'd say you're doing a bang up job of it, and
Thank you. Where to next?
I guess we're going back to Red Chief to stay the night since my plans kind of fell through.
Okay.
I assume that we didn't leave Aaron with the key, and I assume he went to go spend the night in the room that I have the key for.
He probably would have you probably would have returned the key, as it was just like I'm just gonna hop up and get my stuff, situation. But he would have just got a room. Just from like the room that you stayed in, they're kind of cramped. They do have you would know that they do have some rooms with double beds, but yeah, it's pretty close quarters.
Like
And the Red Chief,
a double bed or 2 beds?
a double or a single bed. So very small room or slightly
But
slightly larger room with a double bed.
like
Singular.
it's one larger bed?
One
Yes.
larger bed or
Gotcha.
one like
Okay.
twin size bed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
Do we know if the other places have larger beds or bigger rooms, rather?
So there's the Burning Wizard, which is not really some place you would want to stay. It's like cheapest place in town, you know. Yeah. Um
Isn't there
the
an inn?
Feldapost's Inn is that's like uh it's pretty ritzy. It's like gonna be
Oh,
an expensive time.
too fancy. I can sleep anywhere.
I did
It
have a
doesn't matter.
thought. We know of a place that's empty right now, except for some spiders. Could stay there for free.
We could 100% stay there for free.
I'm just saying, we're low on money. We know a place.
We just have to go kill an indeterminate amount of spiders first.
I mean, I know it's late in the day, but we haven't really done much other than walk and talk, so.
For the record, these are just like regular sized spiders, right?
We have no idea.
Not even a clue.
He just said spider infestation. We did not ask.
Well, we did. He just didn't know.
Yeah.
And Bishop didn't know, so if Bishop doesn't know, nobody knows. So that's an idea.
We could go like check out the spider situation, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we go peek at some windows.
Yeah, go see if there's like,
We could go check the building out at the very least. I
Yeah.
say let's head over there and see what state the building's in.
Yeah, we don't know where this Benjamin guy is, so can't really ask him about it. He wasn't at the Red Chief, so.
Okay. So you guys are gonna head to the Jovial Juggler.
We're definitely gonna stand outside and see what it looks like.
Okay. Yeah. So you head over there to the Jovial Juggler, and you actually will run into this guy that you just met earlier at the Red Chief, James. As he kind of is walking away from the door, he'll spot you all approaching. Say, "Oh, yeah, looks like they're closed for renovation."
Did you
But
come from inside?
huh? No, he came from outside. He was just standing at the door, like reading the signs.
Okay.
He says, "Yeah, it looks like renovation is on hold. Virus, something. I don't know. What are you guys doing?"
We're looking into, just walking around town.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm heading back to the Red Chief then. I heard this was the best place in town, but yeah. So maybe I'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Man, he'll just wander off.
Why is that guy
That was-
everywhere we go?
That was weird, right? That was really weird.
That was really weird.
It was weird.
Yeah,
Do
keep
we how do we want to investigate this?
I mean, I say we peek in windows.
That seems like a good first step.
I'm gonna say you guys should do that. I'm gonna sit down for 10 minutes and cast a ritual.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cast Find a Familiar. And the familiar that I would like to find is a lizard, specifically a sand lizard.
All right. Yeah, you feel free to describe in as little or as much detail as you would like.
Essentially, we all know what geckos look like. If you imagine a gecko that is colored in such a way that it could camouflage itself in the desert, that's essentially exactly what it looks like.
Which you just produce out of thin air through a ritual.
I'm gonna say through sand itself.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
If that's allowed, then that's what I will do.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
have a bracelet of sand.
Yeah, absolutely. You totally do that.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna peek in windows
Yeah, we'll like go around the outside of this place.
and look for signs of spiders leaking out.
Or giant webs.
Ooh, yeah, good.
As you're kind of walking around the building here, there are a couple of windows on the first floor here, but it looks like those are actually boarded up.
Hmm. I could climb to the second floor window, right?
I
I'll
mean,
catch you if you fall.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You certainly try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
All right.
Are you still under the effects of guidance?
I don't think so.
Nope, it lasts 1 minute. You're on your own. Good luck.
I'll catch you if you fall.
Now, I mean, in this situation, you could cast guidance on her if you wanted to.
He's
so,
ritually
climb up there.
casting.
Well, guidance is just like a cantrip. It takes just 6 seconds to cast. Oh,
If-
well, yeah. Oh, you're saying while he's doing his
busy.
ritual. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
this while he's doing
Listen,
his
I'll fall
ritual.
on
Sure.
my ass happily. It's fine.
I
Absolutely.
don't know what the 10-minute mark is, so you let me know when 10 minutes has passed.
Oh,
no,
no.
Jorgen sat down and I was like, all right, we're gonna peek in some windows.
Yeah, this makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. You're looking around while he's spending 10 minutes doing this. Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an athletics check to try and scale the exterior wall here.
Is this the first die we've... Oh, no, you guys did silly stuff earlier.
Yeah, all right. So you kind of like use like some of the boarded up like windows, right? You're like, oh, this is perfect. I'll just like climb up this. So you like climb up, you get to the top of like this boarded up portion, and like that last board you're standing on just kind of like comes free of the wall. And you're just gonna fall down.
Can I try to grab onto something?
Try and grab onto something.
Yeah, like it's another thing.
Sure. Roll a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, so you know it just what you're standing on just is no longer there. You're not standing on it anymore, and you just instinctively grab like the separation of levels. There's like some trim there, and you manage to grab hold of it. Sure.
Just like hanging by my fingertips, like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that went well. Gonna like lower myself back down.
And you weren't that high up.
Yeah, right. It's just
So yeah. But about the time that you're kind of figuring out like what you want to do and then actually attempting to do it, about that time, Jorgen will finish and have his wizard friend.
What'd I miss?
Kid
Yeah.
tried to climb a wall.
Am I just witnessing Kit hanging from one hand?
I'm like letting go right now and dropping down on landing. Climbing buildings not easy.
Are there any gaps or holes in the windows that you guys found?
I don't know. Maybe.
Really looked.
You've had 10 minutes to look.
We mostly went, oh, that's boarded up. And then Kid said, I'm going to climb to the second floor.
Okay.
Let's try to find a place where we can get. Is there like a first floor roof over like the like an awning situation?
Yeah, I mean the entrance has like kind of like a like a small roofed area that kind of juts out from the main building. Yes.
I'm gonna try to get up there.
Okay. Yeah, just roll that athletic.
Hey.
Yeah. You have your climbing legs now, and you managed to hop on up there.
Question, how are the like windows boarded up?
Just like from the outside boards, like you can remove
Nails?
them. Yeah,
Okay.
nails.
So we have a crowbar in our Can I just try to pry one of those boards off of one of the windows?
Yeah, absolutely. I imagine Kit, like before doing this, would have set the pack down if she is the one who had it.
Yeah, I set that
regardless.
down before I climbed.
Yeah.
Or you could have thrown the crowbar at me.
Yeah, just straight at your head.
It's fine. Mage hand will catch it.
You know I throw axes for a living, right?
I'm in danger.
Yeah, but you spot like this crowbar kind of sticking out, the back of her pack a little bit, and you can just grab a hold of it, kind of pull it out while she's doing her climbing. And yeah, you could totally, no roll required, just kind of, pop that off there. It's not a difficult task. This is what this tool is designed to do, basically. Yeah, you're able to pop it off, kind of peering in. It's very dark. Roll a perception check just to
We
see if you.
I do have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I remember how to do this.
Good point. Me climbing up onto the second floor to look in a dark window.
Yeah,
Never be able to
Yeah.
see anything.
but the
Might not have been
windows
our best option.
the windows on the second floor are not boarded up, so like potentially light.
Yeah,
There's
I
still
guess true.
daylight. So
Did you say perception?
yeah, because you're seeing like shades of gray, right? Yeah. So you would spot at least some webbing. There's like a probably like a large kind of web near like one of the staircases. I don't know, something like 30 feet away from the entrance, and it's pretty big.
Okay. What's Kit doing up on the roof? I'm gonna inform her that we have an opening down here.
She's like busy like trying to reach over to a window
Mhm.
to get to see if she can look inside.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like it's pretty. It's kind of difficult for you here
Yeah.
to do this, but it's not unreasonable. Go ahead and roll like an acrobatics check to try and kind of balance yourself in such a
Yeah,
way that
I
you
imagine
roll
she's like holding onto the wall while leaning like halfway off
Mhm.
this roof.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah, you're able to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so freaking
Nice.
balanced.
So balanced. Very acrobatic.
Yeah. So you're peering into one of these rooms here, and you can definitely see uh like furniture has been moved. There's like definitely like probably some supplies left from the whoever it was that was renovating the place. You don't see spiders or anything. Though like the door like leading out into what would be the hallway is open, and it looks pretty clear from where you're standing.
And there's no traces of like webs or anything like that.
Not in that room. There's not.
Like dead flies or I don't know.
No, you don't see any cocoons with people inside or anything like that.
Okay. Cool. Okay. There's nothing in here.
These are some big ass webs, though, right?
Pretty big.
Yeah. This doesn't feel like normal spiders.
Wait, what'd you see? I don't see anything up here.
There's cobwebs down here.
Aw, man. I'm gonna jump back down.
I would like to send the lizard in.
Okay.
And I would like to inform the group to shake me if something goes wrong. And I'm going to go into a trance through the lizard's eyes. And
Kid's
just
gonna immediately shake him like you're just going down.
is that what I meant? If there's danger, let me know. I'm gonna go look inside.
Okay.
Trance through the lizard's eyes and just try to explore through the first floor.
Okay. And
Chris is
the
just gonna shrug, like, I don't know.
Doesn't seem normal.
and the lizard has dark vision, correct?
30 feet dark vision.
30 feet. All right. Let me just.
Also, where'd he get a lizard from?
I think he made it. I don't know.
He makes lizards now?
I've heard that magic can make animals.
Man, why couldn't he make like a freaking monkey a week ago when we were in prison?
Maybe he didn't know how to do that then.
Just
I
saying, it would've been
100%
handy.
should have.
Maybe after that crazy dream we all had, he learned how to do it.
Oh, frick. You think he learned it from the sand guy?
Oh,
Yes.
that is true. I definitely would have had the sand book out while I was casting this.
Yeah, but we weren't watching.
Yeah, we weren't paying attention.
Oh man.
I was just like, oh, he's sitting down? All right, I got this.
We're gonna go look in windows.
Mhm.
Yeah. So basically, that circle you're seeing is kind of like what your that's the range of your dark vision here.
Right.
But this is just how I have to do
That's
the
why I
math
can't see.
because of
Uh,
reasons, the way that Foundry's working right now.
The main thing is I just want to explore looking for movement. I can move token. Okay. Um, so I guess I just want to check the surrounding area, looking for some spiders, looking for any movement, trying to avoid cobwebs as I can.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, there you could see that there are some pretty large masses of them, kind of spread throughout this area, and but you're easily able to kind of avoid those areas.
Cobwebs or spiders?
These are like spider webs.
Okay. So I haven't actually seen any spiders yet.
Correct.
Okay. Then I guess I'm going to continue exploring the first floor.
Another thing too, I imagine you're doing this stealthily, like just in case, you're trying to sneak. Um, so if you can roll a stealth check, if you're proficient, we'll just kind of use your roll and then we'll adjust it to whatever the lizard has.
I'm not proficient.
13. What's the lizard? What is this creature that you're uh
Um,
sand lizard?
it it's literally a lizard. Is what I've.
Gotcha. Okay, just
Mhm.
from the like a CR0 lizard here. Okay, so you
Yes.
have rolled an 11. Okay. All right. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the main thing is that I need to stay within 100 feet of me,
Okay.
otherwise I'm going to like lose my connection to the lizard.
Yeah, you think this is exactly 100 feet long, so as long as you don't exit the building, you should be within range.
All right. Have I seen anything on the first floor of interest? I guess is the question. I feel like I've gone through this without seeing any movement.
Yeah, you don't see any movement. Well, actually, you go ahead and roll a perception check. Let's do
Let's
that.
see. I am proficient in perception. I don't know if this takes that. Yes, it does. I haven't used any luck. I do think I want to re-roll this for a luck point.
Okay. You
I
have to
think
use a new roll.
I will use a 13 and lose a luck point.
I will say then, as you are sneaking through here, just going to move you back just a little bit here.
Okay.
You spy, kind of like hiding up. I'm just going to reveal it because you spot it. Um, pretty pretty big for a spider. Um, kind of hiding up in this webbed area in the corner of the room. Uh, it doesn't seem to have spotted you because it doesn't immediately try and eat you, or perhaps you're not large enough. Maybe it's not worth the effort. But either way, you spot it and it does not attack you.
Can I tell how large we're talking here?
Yeah, this is like approaching human size. Like this thing is big.
Okay. I am going to tell the lizard to come back to me, pull out of the trance, and let the rest of the group know big fucking spider. Big fucking spider.
What?
how big?
It's as big as you. It's very large.
Bigger.
Like
I think
Trish
it's bigger than
sized
me.
or my sized?
Yes. It was dark. It's a spider. It was very large.
So we need light. We need. Why is it gotta be large spiders?
No, I don't know that. But here's my question: can we just burn the place down?
No,
No.
this is someone's business
I
and
mean,
probably home.
Yeah, I don't think Landon would appreciate that much, and I don't think we would get a reward if we burned it down.
We would kill a big ass spider. That's rewarded in itself, right?
If there's just one?
I only saw one, but there was a lot more spider webs, so
Yeah, but one
only
spider can make a lot of webs.
you want to go in there and check? We will be right behind you.
I mean, we have some torches. Web is
We
flammable, right? Because
Yeah, sorry. I feel like I
I
was like,
guess.
"Hey, let's set fire to the building," and you're
I
like, "We can't do that." But also, let's set fire to the building.
I know
Which is
what
it?
I know what it seems like, but what I meant is like a controlled fire to make sure we don't get stuck in the web, like a candle, not like a bonfire.
Yeah, a controlled fire. It's just this one building. I don't. What's the issue?
You would really burn down a building for one spider?
There was a lot of. It was a big frickin' spider.
You think
It's
we
bigger than me. That's pretty big.
Yeah. I can see why they stopped the renovation though.
Yeah, it makes
Where
more sense.
Where the frick did a giant spider come from?
Okay, concern. If it's as large as a person, they stopped renovations. Didn't they also stop communication with what's his name?
No, it hadn't been long enough.
No,
He said
because and Jessa said that he reported like no.
he had sent a letter. It hasn't been long enough to get the reply. Mail is slow.
I'm just saying, like, maybe we shouldn't burn. Maybe there's somebody in there that needs help.
Maybe we should
Exactly.
talk to the contractor.
We don't know where he is. Nobody knows where he is.
Jessa said she would find him.
I mean, yeah, I mean we could wait till the morning. That means we'd
How
have
do
to
we
buy
know?
a room. I guess we're buying a room, huh?
How do we know that the spider isn't the contractor?
What?
The contractor reported it.
I mean,
Why would he report himself?
if people
Yeah,
can make geckos, then I guess people can
all
become
I'm saying is
spiders.
this could be perfectly fine, and we could walk away from this without any issue. We don't need to be a part of this at all.
Apparently, we're a part of everything.
Yeah, we've already told him that we would help, though.
Are we
So,
giant spiders the size of people makes me think that we need a full party of 4 to go into this house.
right, and I don't think we're staying here tonight.
Agreed.
No, I don't stay places with giant
Are
spiders.
spiders nocturnal? Or they not? I think they are.
I don't know, but I have a rule about staying places with giant spiders.
Well,
It's a brand new rule, but I'm gonna stick to it.
they sleep at night though, then we kill them at night, If they sleep during the day, then we wait in the morning till the morning.
I'm pretty sure they work the same way that people do. That they might sleep at night, but if somebody enters their home, they're gonna wake up.
Well,
They're
yeah,
not just gonna sleep through that shit. So
true. I'm just saying we don't have to wait until the morning. We already know what
Yeah,
the problem is. There's a spider.
but what if there's like 15 other spiders in there?
Then we set the place on fire. Yeah. That's acceptable, in my opinion.
What number is fire worthy?
First, we determine how much damage they do to our bodies. And then we multiply that by the number. And if it's too high, we burn it down. It's simple math, really.
This is way too much math. I'm down for just burning.
I feel like we should come back in the morning when Aaron's feeling better.
I also think it's way too dark for me to be fighting in there at night.
I don't understand what the problem is. Can't you see in there?
No, it is pitch black. But how would you see in there?
I can see in there.
With your right? With your eyes.
Not everyone can do that, Jorgen.
Oh.
All these fancy people, I'm sorry, I'm just a human.
Just a halfling.
Yeah, well, you got the
I
special
say as
eyes.
the wind like flips around her.
Yeah,
Totally
just
normal.
sure. And Jorgen's just a human?
Just a human, yeah. Hide,
Okay.
hiding the like stone
I'm
cracked arm.
I'm
Yeah.
actually pretty sure I'm the only just in this in this party.
That's true. Aaron does some weird things.
He's got
He
some like beast
spouts
shape.
fur.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Are we headed back to the Red Sheaf then?
I guess that's the only other place. That's the only place to stay in town, really.
What about the Burning Wizard?
Nope, we shouldn't stay there.
All right.
It's
No,
because
no really reason to even go there and talk to anybody. There's nothing worth value
You know
there.
this place
two
better
of the
than I
people
do.
we need to talk to are there, though.
We don't actually, but we already know all the information. We don't really need to talk to them.
Oh, we 100% do. Maybe not tonight, but
We
I
can
mean,
talk
I
to
get.
them without you if that's
Yeah, if
better.
you guys wanna go by yourselves, I
Are,
could stay
are,
with Aaron. He's sick. He can't be alone.
are you not allowed there?
I'm. It's not that. It's just, the people that go there not so agreeable.
okay.
Neither is Aaron, but we hang out with him.
Fate is a silly thing.
He just gets naked a lot. It's fine.
We all get naked in the end.
Not in public.
I don't normally do it to fight, but
Not while fighting a bugbear.
Hey, give him a break. He didn't have much choice.
Also, he did this weird thing where he like turned into a beast, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had
we
white
haven't talked
fur.
about that.
We
Yeah.
really should.
Yeah, but then they were talking about a beast killing a cow.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
He said it was like a big bear thing.
And there was
Wasn't he a
money.
big bear thing?
He was kind of human looking. He
He
just had
was
a lot of
furry.
fur.
You think he killed the cow? And then
I don't think anything at this point. I think that spiders are normal sized. They're huge.
geckos don't appear out of nowhere.
What I honestly believe they do.
Okay.
I've done it. It's just
It's
magic.
true, you
Look.
did do it.
Mhm.
Just magic.
Does it have a name?
I do not know.
Okay.
Well, can't you just give it one?
I 100% could, and I shall do so now. I'll get back to you.
I name you Sandy.
The perfect name.
I hate it so much. I hate how
So
perfect
dumb.
it is. I hate how perfect it is, and I hate that I didn't come up with it first.
Are you guys heading back to the Red Chief?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You head back to Red Chief, and your best friend's sitting in there. He kind of gives you a wave, kind of like maybe he expects you to come hang out with him for a little while. You're not really sure. It
Is
kind of
this
seems like a
James again?
creeper. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
is this Aaron, who's our best friend?
I thought it was Aaron for a moment, but it didn't make sense.
It's James. But assuming no one wants to hang out with James for the rest of the night,
No.
do you guys get separate rooms, or do you bunk up, or what's the situation here? You know that Aaron's like passed out in one of the rooms upstairs.
I am surprised he's passed out in one of the rooms and not like passed out on a table holding some ale.
Yeah.
Kit, do you want to share a room again?
I'm fine with that. Save some money.
Yeah.
Check with the what is it? The bartender? Is he the one that handles the rooms?
Yeah.
And find out where Aaron's staying and Just forcefully bunk with him.
Okay. Yeah. Even though it's small quarters and you know that you'll likely be sleeping on a floor or in a chair. You
Or in a vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah, or in a vessel. Yes, of course, right. And whatever lavish, whatever you have going on there. So yeah, you could totally do that. Bishop tells you, hey, this is a spare key. Don't lose this one. And yeah, you guys will make arrangements for the night. If you want to subtract 4 silver, hold on, let me double check here. Yeah, we'll go with that. 4 silver from the from the group money.
We're called the Guild.
The guild. And yeah, and then we'll pick it up there next time with you guys waking up.
That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys back here next time.